Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to A Podcast Will Save This Relationship.
I'm Sarah, she, her.
I'm Josh, he, him. And on today's podcast, we talked about the bear.
We did talk about the bear.
We talked about the bear for a little bit. You talked about rugby for a little bit.
I did. I had a sports corner. You can skip it. It's fine. It's just me yapping.
We'll see if it's even in the cut. So I feel like that'd be shitty. I'm not going to cut your stuff.
Fucked up.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
At least release it on Patreon or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, if you play Uma Musume, the horse racing game.
And we do our Reddit segment.
Yeah, Reddit also, but whatever. That's different. So anyway, if you play Uma Musume, the horse racing game, you should follow me. That's O'Heron, THATSOHEERON. Me and Gold Chip. I won already with Taiki Shuttle, and also I'm gonna win with Gold Chip again. And I have a 3-star Symboli Rudolph, and she's gonna go to the top somehow. It's really hard for me for some reason. She keeps fucking getting like 10th place. And I'm like, girl, you're the emperor. You should be winning. What are you doing?
Timestamps are down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the gosh darn bell and rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcast. Share this podcast with your friends,
Follow
family.
Me on Artfight, THATSOHEERON. Mutual aid links also. That's also
mutual
important.
aid links are down below. We also have our Patreon, Buy Me Coffee, those websites, APWSTR is down below, Linktree's down below. Everything's down below, including those sweet, sweet timestamps.
You should follow me on Uma Musume, is all I'm saying.
And enjoy the episode. And
we can help each other.
You and me, Spider-Man.
You and me, Spider-Man. We're going to race horse girls together.
Enjoy the episode. That was a good one. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, it's bear time.
Oh, man.
Bear down for what?
Bear down for what? I don't know why it's Seabad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bear down for what?
Let's bring us in strong, right? Well, I said strong, so. How you doing, Sarah?
Fuck you. I'm doing good. Why do you think Americans don't like rose flavor?
I don't know. Are you asking this because of Babish? Oh, because it's in your poppy. Okay.
Get punked, loser.
Because I know we watched the Binging with Babish, Galaxy's Edge, everything, and like Babish was like, they put rose in everything. Like, yeah, like.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here?
Get
Okay.
Babish out of
Gone,
here.
out of my head. Gone. Never
Get him out
existed.
Of here. I said that because I watched the Great British Bake Off. And those old motherfuckers are putting rose in everything. And then I got this, and I was like...
Strawberry, or raspberry rose, sorry.
Yeah, I get it right. And then we saw Babish that was like, why are they putting rose in this Disney Channel twink? Americans don't like rose water. And I said, I've thought that before, too, independently.
Yeah.
So don't attribute my thoughts to a man.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, fuck,
Just
man.
because he's a famous food man.
Yeah, he's a famous food man, and that's why that's where my mind went first.
I have independent food thoughts myself. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean they're not good enough.
Guy who recently rewatched the Metal Gear Solid 2 movie. Yeah, but like, where did you actually get those thoughts from? Me, I'm that guy right now. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing good. Is that what they teach you in Metal Gear Solid 2,
yeah,
the
they
movie?
teach you about the Metal Gear Solid 2 movie where you don't you just watch some guy play it, except cuts through all the shooty parts.
The game part.
Yeah, the game parts. Yeah. Pretty much. That's,
Okay.
I think actually, Metal Gear Solid 2 is about ships, like boats.
That's it.
And oil.
I know this is a joke.
Yeah.
The audience probably doesn't know because I'm
referencing what, a 30-year-old game or some shit? Yeah. Like,
no, because they haven't been living with you and knowing that you've been saying every piece of media is about just the complete surface level object.
Yeah,
thing.
that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. It's a fun bit, and I'm gonna keep it going until the day I die.
It is a good bit. I just don't want people to get mad at you and be like, Metal Gear Solid 2 is not about boats. It's about the thing it's fucking obviously about, and we all know. But I don't want them to feel bad because they're not in on the joke, because I think it's not fair to them, because we have a lot of neurodivergent people in our audience.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry.
All I'm saying.
Okay, gotcha.
I think that's actually being a bad performer.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right. I'm doing good. That's my main
I'm doing
point.
good too.
I will say I got these new LaCroix flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick LaCroix review. Da da da. Blackberry cucumber. It is a muted taste, but it scratches the convention water itch.
Really?
Yeah. Which I guess is because of the cucumber.
Yeah.
Like, give it a try real quick. You'll know what I mean.
He keeps doing this. Oh.
It's, yeah, right?
That's nice.
I will say I am getting annoyed with people sometimes where they're like, LaCroix's just muted flavor.
But that one's good.
This one, you can't argue that because it is just...
No, that's really good.
This one's, yeah.
And that's right after I had a poppy, which that's loaded with sugar comparatively.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
But no, man, no. Fucking,
Do you want to try my poppy?
Yeah, I'll give it a try. That's not too bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all, actually. Has a weird lemony flavor to me.
All of them kind of do.
Yeah.
I think it's the prebiotic flavor.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I like it, honestly.
No, that's fair.
I fuck with it. I mean, I like Malta, you know, and people don't like, well, white people don't like Malta. And some not white people don't like Malta.
Some people and some people don't like Malta.
I'm just saying, when I drink Malta and I'm around people from the Latin Americas or the
they're
Caribbean,
surprised usually when you're drinking it?
No, they actually come up to me and say, who taught you that?
Ah.
You must be a friend of someone who is a descendant of Latin America, the Caribbean, because... white people don't drink this.
Yeah.
You didn't go into the store and pick that out,
White
right?
people actually have a really big blind spot. When they go in the grocery store, they think, why is that whole entire shelf just empty?
Yeah, white people have a really big blind spot when they try to pick out where they're going to live, and they're fucking racist, so they don't live near a Walmart that would have Malta in it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, I just like it. And then they're like, dig a little deeper in your mind. And then I go, yeah, I think when I was a kid, I had a friend from Dominican Republic who I was over at his house because he had a pool. And then he had the child Malta sizes. And he was like, you got to try this. This is so funny. You're white. You'll hate this. And I drank it. And I was like, it's got sugar in it. So I love it.
Yeah. So
it's got a lot of sugar in it. And it's bad for me. So I love it a lot.
Therefore, yeah, good.
And I've drank it ever since. And then they go, oh, yeah.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
All right, bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Back like Homer Simpson's reversing into the bushes. Like,
yeah, they come out and they're like, and then they go back in.
And they go back in, yeah.
Yeah, but it is nice.
Like,
it is nice.
That's good. I feel that. Yeah. I will say it is a very food-based. I know we're starting off with like the food, drinking, kind of. I do wonder part of that is because we're going to talk about the bear for 10 hours right now. But
I wonder if part of it is because we've been watching rugby. We're doing the what are you drinking? What beer are you drinking?
What you drink
sports and beer podcast.
Yeah, this is...
I'm so excited to have my slight sports segment, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
This is not going to go over well.
Yeah, come on. Tell everyone about your sports.
Rugby's so fucking epic, dude. I forgot how epic it was. We watched a guy pick up another guy and like carry him like 5 fucking meters.
I will say, compared to like Americanized sports, yeah, rugby is a better entertainment.
It's so much fun, dude. And the rules are simple.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know all the rules, but you'll be watching it and you'll be like, and I don't know all the rules either.
But then you'll see something and it's like, oh yeah. Makes sense.
That makes sense. And like, even when they do the because I feel like when I watch football, and I've grown up with football my whole life.
Oh yeah, same.
When they're like red card, and then everyone's like, bah! And then like 2 guys are like, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know what they're talking about, and it's like, especially when I saw it, it's like I just saw like a regular tackle, and I don't know what makes that tackle a red card versus another one that's not a red card. Yeah,
or like a penalty.
I don't know.
That's what you're talking about with football specifically, like American football?
I don't know the terms even, so I don't know.
Your 15-yard penalty, you're like, what?
And I've tried. I'm not even trying to be like, ew, sports ball. I don't understand it.
Yeah, but rugby you understand.
Yeah, it's just the rules are the same.
Yeah.
It's don't beat them up too bad. Don't beat them up so bad. You know, there's
but you can beat him up a little bit.
You can kick it, you can grab it, and you can pass it.
Yeah.
And then when you get it in there, then you get to kick it. And if it goes through, you get another 2 points.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's all. Yeah.
Most points wins. And don't beat the shit out of them. They don't die. But then also you have to understand the level of danger is high.
Yeah.
It's like the amount of times that we saw somebody get elbowed or kicked in the face, and then the guy would be like, I guess the ref would be like, yeah, we gotta look into it. No, it's not a high level of danger. And then the announcers would be like, yeah, no, we've seen worse.
Oh, yeah, we've seen worse. Yeah,
it's fine.
If we don't see exposed bone, you don't get a yellow card.
I don't think I've ever seen exposed bone
Yeah.
with rugby. But
Not
we
yet.
have seen, but you see like people just get thrown
I mean, there's
around.
in the rugby specifically, there's like the tackle move where it's both the teams almost like ants, like trying to get like onto like a piece of sugar or something, which is the ball.
Yeah.
Like just like huddling over each other, just fucking pushing back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. The huddle.
The beginning part where they all lock arms and they, it's two teams. They all lock arms and the one guy is on the side and he puts the ball underneath. And then they try without arms
to
smush their bodies on the ball to get it to go out one way or the other way.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they could just throw it like in basketball.
Yeah.
You know, like with basketball, when you start up, it'll be like, okay, we're going to have two people. I also don't know the rules of basketball, but I feel like I could learn basketball. Basketball, I feel like
seems like
there's some. It's the geography of basketball that I don't fully understand. Because it's like I said once, I tried to explain what a layup was
to me. Yeah,
on this show, and I got DMs from like 17 people that are like, "That's not what a layup is, stupid." And then I got 5 other people that were like, "They're being stupid. That is what a layup is." So that's too confusing.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah,
that's too much. I'm done. I'm good. I've played baseball.
Forward all of your like messages that you would send to Sarah to other fans of the podcast to get a
so you can argue with each other
exactly.
instead of me.
Yeah, because I just want to chill out today. Thank you very much.
I mean, it was funny.
It was funny,
but I don't. Whatever. I've played basketball before. I assume it's one of those things where everybody has different home rules, I guess.
Yeah,
and I assume rugby is as well. Like there's probably some things.
Yeah.
But it's just fun. It's fun to see a bunch of big beefy boys beat the shit out of each other, and like, it's also like something that doesn't happen a lot in football is a guy will run the length and a half, like the field, and also and a half back. They're just running. And it can get boring. Like I've told you before, we haven't seen a game yet this year about it. But like I used to follow the Wallabies back in like 2014, whenever the World Cup was of that era, when the Wallabies went up against the All Blacks in it was like in the finales, and I was super excited for it. I followed them the entire time, and they were just kicking. There were some times where it was just kicks. It was just two teams kicking a thing back and forth, and then the announcers being really fucking pissed that they were just kicking. That there was no beating each other up.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was kind of fucked up.
Thanks, soccer.
Yeah. But then, it's weird because you think if the rules are so simple, then there can't be that much strategy. There must be like one strategy. No.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Because not everybody's body is the same. Like, it's also like a kind of an inclusive, which really it's not, but it's kind of an inclusive body type. Like you'll see fatter guys, which they're not really fat. It's mostly muscle.
No, yeah.
But like, it's wild too, because you'll see like people will body shame because it's sports.
Oh, yeah.
Like, one of my favorite guys, it was a big, like Samoan guy. And he, Will Skelton is his name. He was my favorite player in 2014. And he's fucking huge.
Yeah,
I
remember what you're talking about.
Ridiculously huge. I think the first time I ever saw him play, he was going up against France, and I think he killed 3 people. I think he killed fucking 3 people. But he's also like a sweet baby. Like when you see him in interviews, he's just like a really nice dad. He's just like a sweet guy.
Yeah, but he leaves it on the field, basically. The fucking
Well, he just is like, I have to beat up. That's my job.
I have to beat up the other guys.
I have to break through this line of men by just hurling my body at them. And he's really good at what he does. And there's a lot of, if you want to see rugby, like really intense guys throwing each other around, look up Will Skelton highlights.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good. But then he was talking about how he had like body image issues because people were talking about him being too big.
Oh, wow.
Which is like, your job is to be big and run around. And then he went on like a diet, and he lost weight, and he went to a different team after he was on the Wallabies. And like, I don't know where he went, but went somewhere else, and he went on like a whole thing. I think he was in like France or something. And and he was like, it sucked though because I couldn't be with my wife and kid. And then now I'm back, and he's skinnier and more athletic than he was before. Like when he started out, he was just a big guy running around and ruining his body because he wasn't really athletic and doing it. So it's interesting to see that it's the makeup of your body details what you need to do for the strategy. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. I get that.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
And interesting.
This is your recommendation sport, rugby?
Yeah, I'm just excited for the under-20 championship. Go Wallabies, but also go Junior Wallabies, but also the U.S. is now, like, the U.S. women's I know is good. But then also the U.S. is going up against like Belgium and England today when we record this.
Oh, shit.
And I'm excited to watch that because England's really good.
I will say, day after July 4th, we don't win this one.
I know.
They're not coming back to this country.
I mean, I don't have a lot of high hopes for U.S.
I don't even have that much
that
patriotism in general. So like fucking, I don't care. But
if we make any tries, any points,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Against England, England's really good.
Okay.
And I'll put my personal opinions behind closed doors about England.
Yeah, keep it fucking...
The country, awesome. Their rugby team,
I'll pull you out, Sarah.
Win.
I can pull you.
They win games.
They win games. That's fair.
That is a fact.
Okay. All right. Okay. Understandable.
Do I like them?
You're really pushing it.
Comment. Yeah, that's my sports corner. That's from Harmontown. Remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yardage. That was a joke from Harmontown 10, 15 years ago.
You want to add some more numbers to
20
that, probably.
years ago.
But yeah, okay. So
the bear. I don't want to have an emotional breakdown again. I've had a couple this week, and I don't want to have another one. Is what I'm trying to avoid.
That's what you want to start. Okay, starting off with strong with.
Can I just say my opinion on the season?
And before we continue,
before we go into it,
Okay, opinion on season. Okay. You start. I'll follow your lead. Anywhere you go, I'll follow you down. All right?
Just don't talk until I get this out. Okay.
Okay.
I know this is a podcast with both of us, but let me just get this out real quick. Okay.
All right, Sarah. Womansplains.
Yeah, the bear. Okay, great. Fucking first 3 episodes, I was like, I can't keep doing this. I can't defend you guys. It's the same shit from season 2, right?
3 is the one I think a lot of people had more issues with.
But yeah, this is season 4.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to keep them all together because we were talking about Barry, which also has 4 seasons, and
Bear,
Severance,
which is 2 seasons.
There's 2 seasons.
Squid Game's on its 3rd season, which we haven't even watched yet.
I haven't even watched Squid Game yet. So like the first 3 episodes of The Bear, I was like, I can't keep defending y'all from this. If this is another season of just season 3. Because I defended season 3 that it was a setup to season 4.
And I've also defended season 3 in a similar way. Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this anymore, guys. Something should happen at some point. It's just more of the same. And so then I was upset. And then we went to bed because we couldn't watch all of it. And then we woke up the next day, went about our day, watched at the end of the day. And that was right when Sydney's dad was in the hospital. And I think Erbu, her performance was the thing that made this season for me. Because when I saw her talking about her dad and losing her dad and all this stuff, and her and Claire also, like them having a conversation about, life, I think it developed Claire's character, which I think really needed to happen because a lot of people were pissed at. I was a little pissed at Claire when Claire was like reacting to Carmy in the freezer, because I was like, throughout the entireness of their relationship, she was acting like he wasn't going to open a restaurant in 3 months. But also, I get it, because when you're in a new relationship, it feels like the other person is the only thing on your mind, and you want that to be the same for the other person. So I was a little confused on how I felt about Claire. Now I really like Claire. The season has really won me over for everybody, I think, on the show. Even Carmy a lot, which is hard to do because he's an asshole.
We should real quick. I also want to say spoilers. I don't think we said spoilers verbally.
Well, I mean, it should be in the chapter.
But for people who are listening to the audio, sorry, spoilers. I'm saying it right now. Spoilers for everything.
Yeah, put that at the beginning.
Patch it in right now. Back to the show.
Yeah, I assume we're gonna say it in the intro as well.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So even Carmy, he's an asshole, but it made me understand everybody's character a lot more. And it was, that's kind of the beauty of the structure of these seasons, is that this is the season of everybody talking it out. Which I'll say usually that means that the season isn't going to be received well, because people don't like it when people are talking, unless it does really well. Which is crazy, because you're watching a fucking drama. That's what it's about.
Well, it's a comedy, actually, according to the Emmy.
Shut the fuck up. No, it's not. This one was not a comedy. It was not funny. I think 3 times I fucking laughed, and it was in between tears, I think. There were no fucking jokes, But also, nobody's going to stab each other anymore.
Yeah. Which I think I brought up Squid Games already. We haven't watched the 3rd season, but I think that's been a critique of people who have been watching the show, which I still have. I'm also getting more strongly on the critique of people, or getting on the ass of people who only care about the games. Yeah. Especially because I think that's how Netflix advertises it, and with their money hungry asses, where it's like, I got a TikTok today about Squid Game. I know it's not the show we're talking about. I'm sorry. Yeah. But there's I guess in I'm
reserving my judgment about Squid Game, because I have opinions about it, but I don't want to say it until I watch the show.
No, yeah, and I'm not talking about the show itself right now. I'm talking about Netflix's handling of it, and which I think also makes the problem of people caring about the games themselves and the aesthetic of Squid Games. Yeah. Because I think in South Korea, which I believe is where the show is filmed, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know about filmed, but yeah.
Or take place in. Yeah. I think there specifically, I saw a TikToker go to a Squid Game experience or whatever, and it's wild. Walking through and taking the photo and doing the people in the pink jumpsuits leading you around everywhere. And I'm assuming you do some sort of game, but you don't actually die. But it loses some of the social messaging of the show when it's like that. And because also Netflix, they have a mobile game that's just you playing Squid Game. Yeah. And then they intercut, there's an ad that Netflix put out that's the game intercut with actual scenes from the show of people fucking falling and dying to their, and it's supposed to be a fun, anyone can play it. Have fun, download the app. You don't need Netflix to play this game. Yeah. And it's kind of
which, and I recognize what I'm about to say is not, it's kind of reading too deep into it. Yeah. And actually, I think it is reading too deep into it. Not I think I'm actually being the curtains are green. It is marketing. You can do that with marketing, but I think I'm just I'm finding it interesting that people look at that and they get mad at Squid Game.
No, I'm not mad at Squid Game.
I know you're not. I'm not accusing you of that. Yeah. But people will see that and be like, God, they don't understand Squid Game. Fuck. It's no. I think people will say they're mad, but they don't know exactly who to point it at. They'll be mad at Netflix, or they'll be mad at people that watch. I've seen people be mad at people that watch it and only the games. And I think we are not, somehow class solidarity still isn't happening.
No, yeah.
And I think it's an important point, because I've been a bit spoiled on the ending of Squid Game season 3. Yeah. And I think it's an interesting point, because it's kind of what Squid Game is telling you in season. It's a similar thing that happened in season 2, where people didn't understand what bread versus money was about. And they were mad at the people that chose money instead of bread, and they didn't get it. What Squid Game was saying, because Squid Game didn't write it out and say, hey, idiot, this is about people that are addicted to gambling and that's what makes them poor. And it's not about them just needing to stop gambling and pull themselves up by their bootstraps. You thinking that is actually a conservative talking point. Yeah. duh.
No, I get what you mean.
If we say it like that, then yeah. But if you look at a homeless person because they're addicted to gambling or alcohol or drugs or something, and your initial societal induced thought injected into your brain is, ew, that person should just stop being ill.
Yeah.
You're letting society change you into a person that has no empathy.
I get that. I get what you mean.
Or low empathy for your fellow human being. And it's like Squid Game is yelling at you, trying to make you have class solidarity. And so I think it's funny because you could look at these marketing things and zoom out instead of zoom in and be like, I'm in a Squid Game jumpsuit taking a photo with a guy and I'm going to play the Squid Game games and anyone can be a Squid Game guy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of
that's the point. And I'm glad that they are doing that a little bit because it is kind of like you could treat it educationally. No, they're not planning it out for you, but you still could think of it that way. But people are deciding to just throw their hands up and say, this is bad. But I think I'm looking too deep into it. Because that is definitely not the intention of Netflix marketing. Netflix marketing wants you to watch Squid Game and pay them money.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I'm looking too deep into it.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Okay. So I bring that up because I think with the Bear specifically, I think a lot of people, because you see the trend in the Bear where it's like, I think both audience and critic scores, like season 1's like 100% critic, like everyone loved it. Season 2 is like 92. Season 3, I think, was like 86. And this one's like 82.
Yeah.
But it's like a slow, subtle like decline.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives me the vibe with the Bear specifically where like people want the restaurant chaos.
They don't want why the restaurant chaos happens.
Yeah,
which is
and
what
whether
the show
or not
is
it's actually good or bad.
Yeah, and which is what the show is trying to tell you is the reason that the restaurants are like this. It's not because of restaurants. We should love restaurants. Restaurants are where family moments happen and where we can take care of each other.
Especially with when food is such an important cultural, like
in all cultures.
In all culture, yeah, like
everywhere.
It's a connecting thing. Like I mean, what is
with
it?
Human beings. I mean, that was the last season of The Bear, the opening with Chicago and the actual restaurants showing everybody that.
Yeah.
That was like the importance of that. That was The Bear being like, this is what the show is actually about.
Yeah.
It is about these characters, but it's actually about this as well.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to see yourself in these characters.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be like, Joel McHale is right, actually. You should abuse everybody into becoming awesome chefs.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, you should, like, see all of these people and be like, wow, that's me. I'm them, and they're me, and we're everyone.
Yeah.
Therefore, we're all interconnected. So maybe I shouldn't scream at my barista for getting my coffee kind of wrong a little bit. Maybe I should tip her, even though I'm against tipping culture.
You shouldn't be Tom Segura and like make a whole power fantasy about killing baristas for no reason.
Yes, actually, we should be loving each other instead of not. And it's hard sometimes because we trigger each other and we don't communicate well.
Yeah.
But we still should, It's still worth it to try because what else are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
Just trying to get perfect at everything? That's not okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be isolated and want to die. You're going to be isolated in a freezer and lose the love of your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I cut you off from your overall season. Sorry. I know we've already jumped deep in, but...
As soon as APWSTR did that scene, and also a lot of extreme close-up shots of everybody this season. I was actually kind of laughing about it.
A little bit too, and I will say in the scene that you're talking about specifically, it's a very long take of APWSTR just going off,
And she is such a good job. I think that could be like a monologue that could be done in like high schools and stuff.
For sure, yeah.
But she does a fantastic. It's really good. Like her acting chops. I feel like I haven't seen her act in a bit because I don't watch her in everything that she's in.
Yeah.
But I forget, like, she's just she's also comedic, but she's a really good actress.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And that kind of set the scene for everybody else in the show to have similarly fantastic performances. Specifically, I'm trying to think of the ones that have stood out to me. Uncle, I actually really liked his scene with Io, with Sydney. later on in the show where he's like, why didn't you get the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
You should have gotten out of here, because he is a great way of being like very stoic and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about this, and saying things like to piss people off, kind of.
And like the past 3 seasons too, I feel like that's been opening up more and more.
He's kind of the like instigator of things.
Yeah.
He's a necessary tool, but you don't get to see his humanity as often.
Yeah.
And then when he shows up and he says to her, and this is something that I've had in my personal life too, like an older man that is more of a mentor rather than like a trying to view you as like some sort of sexual object, because it's hard when you're like early 20s as a woman and you're trying to determine whether or not, and also neurodivergent, I think that's also a part of it, but like you're trying to determine if this older guy that's in the field of something that I really, really want to be good at is giving you advice, and whether or not he's just trying to get in your pants, or if he's actually giving you advice because he looks at you like you're a daughter or a family member. And I've had that multiple times in my life, I think, because of the nature of classical music is most older teachers that you're with, it's a pretty even split gender, and also they're old.
Yeah.
They never give up their job. And so I've had that before, and it's nice sometimes you can have a moment where you're like, you can run away from being like, I hate men, and you can actually have a nice human moment with someone who isn't in your family, that's older, that is genuinely looking out for you because you remind him of his daughter or something,
Yeah, I get you. I get what you mean.
And it's not sexual, it's just like nice.
Yeah.
And I think I really enjoyed that moment with Sydney and Uncle. And I think he did a really good job at showing very shortly, I'm a human being as well, and I care about you.
Yeah.
Rosie
wants to be in here, and
Do we
last
go
time
get her?
I can placate her for a second.
I'll go get her.
You'll go get her? Okay.
Yeah. You could start saying what you're talking
What
about.
I can start saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I think more than you, I think I've definitely been more of a defender of season 4 even before.
Yeah, you were an early on defender, because I was like, what the fuck is going on this season?
Yeah.
But then I turned around and I feel like I really like it now.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I can see through the Matrix. I can see through.
You just like the show.
No, I like the show. Yeah. But also, I think I have more trust than I think a lot of people would give a TV show to land on its feet.
Yeah.
Because what is it? I mean, you're 4 seasons into a show. I kind of understand the fear of like it kind of going downhill even a little bit.
Well, the first 3 episodes, that's a lot. There were only 10 episodes.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think I have a shorter fuse, maybe.
But meanwhile,
also,
I'm letting
like,
it cook. Yeah.
I was confused by the pacing early on in the season, which I stand by a little bit.
No, and in your defense, I think the first couple episodes are definitely more. They're not bad. I don't think they're bad, but I do think
they're bad either. I think they're necessary. But I'm also like, I guess it felt like, why couldn't these be in the second or the third season? Sorry. It just felt very similar to the third season, which I was like, I've not seen a show like that. Like, that's abnormal to me. I still think it's weird that it would have such a similar tone. Because, like, I'm thinking if you're binging from episode 1 to now.
Yeah.
I think if you weren't paying attention, you would be like, is this still season 3? Which is not awesome, I think.
I kind of understand, and I can understand that. I think, okay, so I think I'll defend season 3 still, because what is it? I think season 3 ending at that dinner is the perfect spot to end it, and I think that's why I feel like season 4 didn't feel so much to season 3 to me, because it is about the aftermath of, like, it's the starting process of, what's his fucking name in the actual show? The bear himself. Carmy, thank you.
Well, he's not the bear.
Well, he's not. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But they call him Bear, though, But
yeah, they do call him Bear.
That's what I mean. But Carmy, like, the slow realization and the slow, like, simmer that is, like, wow, this is fucked up actually, and I kind of fucking hate this, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of, and like, especially when all the pressure like is still slowly getting to him, and it's still like under the surface. Because I do enjoy the early on attempts to try and repair his life, basically.
Yeah.
And like kind of like, if there's a word for the first couple episodes, it does feel like just atonement and like apologizing. And because I think that's when, or that's what is it?
I don't agree, actually. I think it's like fake apologizing. It's not real. Because, and I think everyone else knows that. Like, it's something that was sort of the beginning where he's like, I'm sorry. Everyone reacts as like, shut the fuck up. Because I think he's done that before. Or they know him well enough from working with him that it's not for real. Because we saw also in season 3 when Carmy apologized to PD, or, oh my God, what's his name? Richie, yeah. Richie. When he apologized to Richie, it was like, hey man, sorry. Which is not a real apology.
No, yeah.
Because he didn't actually really regret what he said. Because I don't think Carmy can regret what he said in season 3 because he's not thinking about it. And that's kind of the whole point of season 3 is that he's rejecting thinking about what happened at the end of season 2 in the freezer.
I agree with that. Yeah. But I think season 4 is him thinking about it.
Yeah, by the end, but not in the first 3 episodes. In the first 3 episodes, when he's apologizing to everybody, he's doing it to like, it's a step away from apologizing and for sure not meaning it. It's apologizing, thinking that you mean it, but you haven't actually thought about it yet. So you don't really mean it yet. You know?
Okay, I get you. Or at least like the actions haven't been taken to...
It's not a real apology yet. Like he might think that he's apologizing, but his subconscious, there's still a problem going on. So like, it's like, and I think the reason that people are rejecting it is they innately know, and usually when this happens in real life, people do innately know that when you are just apologizing to placate yourself instead of to placate the other person, they can tell that it's not genuine. You know, you see like a YouTuber apology for something and they just say like, guys, I'm so sorry. Not 9 times out of 10, it's usually them they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But also I think in that 9 times out of 10, 60-40, it's on the 60% side, they don't give a shit at all.
Yeah.
But on the 40% side, they think they do. But they're still going to do it again. Because they haven't fixed the problem that started the issue. Like they haven't addressed their racism, their internalized racism, or their homophobia, or whatever it was that got them called out.
In the first place.
They haven't addressed it. And it's also that where people will continue to bring it up. And then that person is the danger of turning around and being like, I apologize. I don't know why you guys keep bringing it up. Because the problem is still there. Because a real apology is you solve whatever it was that people have an issue with.
Okay, and I agree with you now because I'm now thinking of the first couple episodes where I get the pacing issue in the sense of like the first 5 episodes take place over a month and a half, and then the last 5 take place in 2 weeks.
Yeah. But I do think it's important for the skeleton of the show because now, and this is maybe me thinking too deeply into it because we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
There is going to be a season 5.
Yes, which we can talk. We'll talk about that when we get to it. Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go, but I think, this is something that maybe I'll rescind once the show is over completely.
And can I say, let's say for the record very quickly, I don't know where the idea came in our heads. I think it's because it didn't get renewed immediately after season 3.
You told me this was the finale.
I thought this was the finale.
Okay.
I thought it was the finale because I think people were talking about why is there not a renewal for season 5? Like what's going on?
Right.
And apparently even people at FX, I think were saying like, I mean, if the guy has more story, yeah, we'll do another one. But like, we don't really know right now or some shit like that.
The guy said that he had a plan for ending it.
Yeah,
which I thought this was what this was.
I thought that's what this was too. So I think going in, there's a different mindset than I think a lot of other people had, whereas other people were maybe not sure. We were like probably not Probably this is the last one at least.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
You just assumed it was gonna end. This is one of the biggest shows ever. Of course it's gonna keep going. It's an Emmy printer. It's a money printer.
Listen, hey.
It's a 3D printer for Emmys. Only. Like, that's wild.
It's probably because Squid Game was supposed to end this year. So I thought I also
just mixed them up?
Probably as well. So
thanks, Josh.
But also I'll say it took like a week after the show came out this season for them to renew it.
I think that's normal, isn't it?
Not for the Bear. Like season 2 was halfway came out, and then like 2 other seasons came out immediately.
Man, that's bullshit. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's fucking bullshit, dude. Just because it's Simone Biles doesn't mean like, oh, Simone Biles, she's really fucking up. She's still better than 90% other gymnasts. Jesus.
Okay, all right.
Let's chill out. I don't know, Simone Biles, can she keep up with her own pace? She's changed the rules on how they score because she's that good. She's Simone fucking Biles. You should be graced to be in her presence.
Okay, all right.
You know?
All right.
That's fucking crazy to me. Okay. I don't know, it took a week for it to get renewed. It's the Bear, dude. People are getting canceled on Twitter because of their Carmy takes. It'll get another episode.
All right, Carmy take.
Another season.
Carmy take real quick. Carmy's done nothing wrong. Have at it, Twitter.
Yeah, that's maybe one of the many wrong. That's one of the most wrong Carmy takes I've ever heard. I think there was one that was like, it's just like someone was
Did
obsessed
someone actually believe that, or?
Well, I don't know if they believe it, but they were doing like a Twitter stand thing.
Oh yeah.
Where they're just in love with Jeremy Allen White.
Oh, okay.
And his weak chin. And
body shaming. All right, cool.
Sorry. I mean, it's just really funny when Claire looks like that. She's in love with him, and then they get to a side profile and he looks like that. But it's also like, I get it, you know, he's the Italian guy. Everybody, he looks like he walked out of the fucking the way he's lit in The Bear too. It looks like he walked out of like God creating Adam. Painting.
No, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
There's one shot I remember. I think it's right after, and this is a spoil for a moment, I guess, but like, I mean, this is all spoilers, whatever. But after coming home from seeing his mom in like episode 8, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And like, it's just him talking with Richie, and then like one side of his face is just complete fucking blue, and the other one's purple.
Yeah, the bisexual lighting.
The bisexual lighting on him
is really good.
And like, that is good. I'm not gonna say that it isn't.
She's wild, man.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, he's a very attractive man. It's just they keep shooting him at profile, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? I get it's probably important if I went scene by scene and analyzed it visually. It's important for the context of the show.
Pre-AI JCS video.
Yassifying every Carmy profile shot.
Yeah.
Making him look like the red chin from The Fairly Odd Parents.
Dude, doing a fan edit to Good Luck Babe between Carmy and Richie as opposed to Carmy and fucking Claire. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it all. I think it was really good. Probably to get to the elephant in the room for me is the, forgiving their shitty mom. I think the show actually did a good job about it.
I agree.
I was worried that they were going to be like, hey, she's my mom. I just completely
No, they did not go that route. That would have been crazy. That would have been such a fucking failure.
Everything perfect. Like, the mom wasn't overly scripted and like, this is what you should do if you are a shitty mom to children. You fucked up your kids. Like, she was very real about it. She was very like, I'm sorry. It was connected with her drinking. She was sober, and she had been trying very hard, and it kind of showed like why she's flighty and why she doesn't want to be around people because she's worried that she's gonna fuck up. And also I do like that she said like, I have stuff too, and we don't know each other, and that's my fault.
Yes,
it's my fault. Like, she admitted her fault, which is great, but also she mentioned that it came from something else, which I think can be a sore spot for a lot of people that go no contact with their parents, because people will use it. I've seen lately a lot of people are like, it's her first time on the world too. And it's like, yeah, a lot of people's first time in the world. Not all of them scream at their kids.
Yeah,
Some of them figure it out, actually. Even if they are traumatized, some of them actually don't, believe it or not. So what's the difference? And and she names what she did, and she's like, I was horrible to you, and I yelled, and I was mean, I was nasty, I was angry, and I'm so sorry. And it's a very emotional time, and then Carmy reacts by making her food, and it was a very
because that's also like kind of the only thing he knows.
It's what he
wants to do as well.
I think, is he wants to take care of people, which is also in the beginning of the season. He says, we could take care of people to Mikey.
Yeah.
And I think that also is something that I think it shows like Mikey is like scared of that, I think, a little bit, which can go into like, a lot of the theory around why Mikey committed suicide. I also like that they don't really give you a reason.
Yeah.
Because they're really, I think, post-suicide, there's a lot of wondering why.
Yeah.
And as the audience, if we're wondering why, then we can empathize better with the characters who are wondering why Mikey did that. And I don't think there ever should be a reason,
I think it'd be crazy if next season starts off with like right before he decides to commit suicide and he just looks at the camera and's like, so here's why I decided to do this, people at home. I think that would
just
be
like he turns on the TV and then it's like, I don't know, the ending of Community. Community gets put on hiatus and then he kills himself. Something like that.
Dude, yeah.
That'd be awful.
Oh, Succession is ending? Oh.
Fuck! Tom! It was Tom! I was a Greg for life!
What am I thinking? No, but I agree with that too. And I think maybe that's also why I gave this season more of a pass in the beginning, now that you bring that up. Because if we're going to go off the idea that...
Okay, listen. You gotta stop it with this. I gave it more of a pass in the beginning because you're making me sound like I was an evil person. You told me that this was ending, and the first 3 episodes were the exact same tone as season 3, and I was like, "What is the show doing?" And I think that's valid.
Okay, that is valid.
And
that
not
is valid.
Crazy.
Okay.
Okay,
but I'm trying to explain myself why even me going in thinking this would be the last
me up
season.
To fail. Fucking crazy.
But like I think maybe that's the, if Mikey has the fear in his eyes of the idea of wanting to take care of people, I guess maybe that's a little bit of a different vibe from the 3rd season where it's, oh, this is how difficult it is to actually try and take care of people, especially
I can't even take care of myself.
Yes.
And I can't do what my brother wants me to do.
Yeah.
And he really wants this, and I'm gonna disappoint my brother.
Which then also gets reversed on the idea of like, if the restaurant fails, there's a part of Carmy that's like, I failed
my
Mikey.
Brother. Yeah. Because this is the way I'm processing my brother's death.
While also simultaneously, as we learn later, kind of self-sabotaging
because really all of this could have been solved if they were raised in a home where they felt they could talk to each other.
Yeah.
And it also shows, like, to Carmy's mom, how she feels that she hurt her kid so bad that she thinks that she's the reason that Mikey committed. And that's a lot of pain to carry around with somebody.
Yeah.
And I've never not had empathy for her. I did. Like, I think even in showing it in the 7 Fishes episode, I was like, I think I couldn't not have empathy for her because she was played so well.
Even, did 7 Fishes happen before the finale of season 2? Is that...
That was in season 1, I think.
That was in season 1?
Was it?
There were 2 different... Because there was one... I
think Forks was season 2.
Forks might have been... I'm not sure, because if it's Fishes came out... I don't remember which one, but at the end of the season 2, when it's the opening of the
6th episode of season 2.
So that episode happened, and then we see the restaurant opening, and we see her show up to the restaurant.
Yeah, and then she leaves.
And she tells Petey to be like, don't tell them I was here. Which I'm gonna say real quick, I think I really enjoy Petey kind of becoming a more central character, even though he's still like a secondary character.
Yeah, he's still a comedic character a bit in of circumstance.
Yeah.
He's the guy that kind of like, maybe he's like I don't know. This is a weird connection I'm making, but like him and Uncle. Uncle's the more serious, this shit's gonna happen. And Petey is the more lighthearted, like, this happened.
Yeah, because I feel like they're both kind of the everyman of like the average person.
I don't think
like,
Uncle is, but yeah,
but Petey definitely is.
He's just
where
a
it's
guy.
like, yeah,
he's a normal guy.
He's a normal guy, but he goes from like being made fun of constantly to like also running the fucking like doing the business, like the lawyer side for everybody.
Yeah, because he's a lawyer.
Yeah, but also having to take on the mom like in that moment of like, don't tell, like,
well, because it's also, I think it also shows that the mom is kind of like, my emotions are pouring out of me. I don't want it to pour out on my kid, so I can't be here.
Yeah,
but you know what? This guy, I don't care about this guy. I'll do this to him and then I'll leave. Which I've been there before, you know, and it's not like I didn't care about somebody, but it was just like, this is gonna come out. I'm sorry, you're a stranger. This is here. Bye.
Okay,
I feel bad.
That.
Bye.
Yeah.
And then the person that you care about is like, why didn't you talk to me? And then you're like, because I didn't want to bother you. And then they're like, you don't bother me. And it's like, but yes, I do. But no, I don't. But yes, I do. But I do. But I didn't. But I don't know. And it's you know, so I think it was perfectly done, and I was really impressed that they did it perfectly.
Yeah, which I appreciate them taking an entire episode to talk about it too, as opposed to.
I think it was needed. Yeah,
yeah. I think taking the time to talk about handle that too, and I think every episode past the 5th episode is just a long scene, basically, where it's like we're gonna tackle on kind of one thing, almost.
Well, I mean, it's multiple scenes. Can't be one long scene.
Well, I mean, there's not one long scene, but there's one big like event, I guess, or like one big portion of the day. So, I mean, the last 3 episodes take place on the same day, like the final day of the restaurant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think, what is it?
A scene isn't a day.
No, sorry, you're right. I'm getting confused. The last episode's one long scene. That's what I'm thinking. Okay,
Thank you.
sorry.
I just didn't want you to say it, and then people will get mad at you.
Yeah, sorry, but like, shoot, I think it was tastefully done.
Yeah.
The mom having some sort of like redemptive arc and like the starting of like maybe their relationship can be repaired.
Yeah, and they started it earlier too. Like in the last season, people were like, you know, she's doing better. And I like that they did that because then it allowed everyone in the restaurant to be like, "Oh, is she?" Which is the first response usually. You know what I mean?
And I think we're going to talk about this episode a lot in a minute or soon, I guess. But like during the wedding episode, when it's Bob Odenkirk and what is it? Carmy talking to each other, and they're talking about like. They're both like, yeah, we're both hiding from this, the wedding, because it's overwhelming them.
Mm-hmm.
And like Bob Odenkirk is just being honest and open about like
sobriety.
Sobriety. And then like there's a point where Bob Odenkirk's about to say like, listen, I would never tell you to
go visit your mom.
Carmy's like,
thank you.
Don't. Thank you.
Yeah,
don't.
thank you.
And it stops right then and there. Like he doesn't push any more on it.
I don't think he was about to say. I think he was like, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
I don't think Bob Odenkirk was about to say go visit your mom. I think he was just like, your mom's been doing better and we're friends, and also me and Mikey were friends, and it's possible even when you have an outburst like this to, you know, strangely people fucking reconcile with everybody, which is a fact of life.
Yeah.
And it's hard to, I thought it was really respectful of Bob Odenkirk's character because it was like it was a nuanced acknowledgement that not everybody knows or feels like after every argument that they can make up because they were grown in a time period, or like a environment where an argument was an explosion that like ruined their life for a period of time, and it could only be solved by somebody absolutely lampooning themselves.
Yeah.
And you know, he was like, you don't actually have to do that. You know, if you're right, you can reconcile with someone, like they can say sorry and you can forgive them and the world won't end, you know?
Yeah.
You're not evil for not wanting to do it, and you're also not a liar for doing it. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's okay. We can live in a nuanced world. Like Mikey threw a fork at me,
and we were
Bob
still,
Odenkirk, and we still liked each other's company
by the end,
because he didn't like that I was trying to be his dad.
Mm.
And I realized that, and once me and your mom divorced, I was just a friend to Mikey.
Yeah.
I think.
You
know?
Yeah. And I think that's what am I thinking too? I got a TikTok from a guy. I'm assuming some sort of like priest or something that's like was supposed to be like alternative to like the regular priest, I guess, because he's on TikTok, would also be like
they're priests on TikTok.
Oh yeah, but like they're, and I don't know anything about the guy, so I'm not condoning or condemning anything that guy's ever done. And I'm assuming this quote was taken from somewhere else. It's a good quote. I think it's a good one where it's every sinner has a future and every saint has a past. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's kind of I think it's a good motto, in the sense of like everyone's made mistakes and there is redemption in the end for yourself if you find it, if you're able to reconcile with it. And I think that's good in that scene where it's the what is it, like them still being just kind of nice to each other. Yeah. Even though it like starts off kind of tension, and then Bob Odenkirk is just being honest and open. Yeah. And then even after like Carmi's still kind of like, okay, you talk to each other, name a single thing that he told you about me. And then Bob Odenkirk's like, prove it. Do you know the thing with the fish wrapped into something?
You made something with ants and all this stuff.
And then Carmi's like, yeah, I get that. And it's like, huh. Damn, it was real. So he was actually, it was real this whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not fucking lying.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's great that they did that.
Yeah.
And, I think I think it's really important. I think if you're somebody that I think also this is something that, in the future we're going to have maybe triggers for this, or it'll be common for triggers. I think if you're right post, like, going no contact with your family, I think
probably not.
You should not watch this because it'll make you pissed.
Yeah.
And it just is going to, because you're grieving. But I think if you are healing, me as somebody that I'm probably not ever going to talk to my family again,
Yeah.
Because they're not fucking they don't think they did anything wrong. Or at least they're not emailing me and saying I'm sorry.
They're not tooth and nailing their way to your doorstep like, I'm so sorry.
Good, because I wouldn't like that. But nobody's tried to email me or do anything and say I'm sorry. They've only been like, I'm sorry, you're such a bitch. Sorry, you're such a puss.
And from what I learned from the bear, because they said the word sorry,
that's okay. No, and that's not what happened on the bear, which is great.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Harvey didn't sort of sell himself short. He's sort of realizing that he needs to realize that he needs to go away and realize that he can't hurt people the way that he was hurt. And that's how he's processed things, which I like in general. That's how the bear shows you why Carmi hurts people.
Yes.
He's been pushed to a point, Yeah. It's purely self-defense, but it's still not okay.
Yeah. And I think that's good that you can still humanize kind of the person that could have been if like all these, because it is, it's the family was shitty. Joel McHale was shitty.
Yeah. He held Joel McHale as an ideal. And that died when Joel McHale was like, good.
Good, yeah.
This is all good. And he's like, well, you fucked me up. And he's like, yeah, we're all fucked up. And that died.
Yeah.
You can't be perfect. You can't be so famous, so perfect, so awesome that you get away from your trauma.
Exactly.
The trauma is, I think there's a belief that the trauma is what makes you so perfect. And that's not true.
Not at all.
You can just decide to be kind as well as be skilled.
What?
Yeah.
And it's it
is a devastating realization for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work sometimes. It's like someone's telling you 2 + 2 = 4, and you're like, but it doesn't on my calculator. On my calculator, it says 5.
On my filmmaking calculator, or on my classical music calculator, or my chef calculator. Yeah.
I have to cut myself in half for it to say 4.
Or else it doesn't work.
Yeah. And then I go, well, you don't actually have to do that. Do this other. You can run a mile. You can run 3 miles right now in 6 minutes. But I can't do that. Okay, then cut yourself in half. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. No, I agree with that.
Yeah. But then you keep cutting yourself in half. Eventually, you're not gonna have that much of you left.
Yeah.
But you could do it forever.
That's true. Yeah.
But you'll still be
not
tiny.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think I enjoyed how that was handled. Okay. There's 2 big episodes this season.
Yeah.
Which we've already started talking about the wedding one, which is this season's forks / fishes / everything. Yeah. Okay.
It's good.
It's good. It's a really good.
I don't really have too much to say about it.
Really?
Yeah. It's just good.
I think what I enjoy about that the what is it? The wedding episode is it does start off and it starts off like all the other ones do, so there's kind of a sense of dread that you have where it's like, oh, is some shit about to go down?
Yeah, I mean, it literally starts off with Richie throwing up.
Yeah, or about to throw up
because he's anxious that his ex-wife is gonna get married to a new guy.
Yeah,
and he's gonna lose his daughter.
Yeah, just so fucking.
Yeah.
Can we talk? Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Also, Gillian Jacobs is in the season a lot more often.
She's so good.
She's so fucking good.
Another situation where it is a comedic actress. I know her mostly as
Brietta from Community, which I think people in my Twitch chat were talking about as Britta as well. But
comedy, in general. But she's doing a great, serious role,
Yeah, and it starts off like with the idea, because it also starts off like the time where the facts are they're talking to John Mulaney in one of the older episodes about the thing.
It was very much like it was like the fucking Avengers Endgame of the bear. It's just like, look, it's Sarah Paulson, and we're like, yay! Look, it's John Mulaney, yay!
But it's also like now John Mulaney's the one trying to get Pete onto whatever scam they're on.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's that one good moment where it's like, how the fuck would you understand that, Pete? Like some line like that where like,
how the fuck don't you understand?
How the fuck do you not understand that?
You can't take a painting home if you only own a piece of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's like, and I think it's a really funny I will say, from a writing perspective, it does feel like a Monopoly guy of like, how do we get every character you've ever met at this one person's wedding?
Yeah.
Which it does work because, like, what
it's
is
a wedding. Everybody's invited.
It's a wedding, but also Richie's ex-wife, they talk about how she doesn't have really that much of a family of her own.
Yeah, she's one of those, she's like me. She's one of those people where their family
is just completely detached, and like they're talking about like, oh yeah, they're in like Vegas or something, or like
they don't
Boise,
care.
Idaho, like some random ass place.
Yeah.
And it's like she's worried that like when she lost Richie, she would lose the rest of the family, but they stuck around. And I guess that's what the episode is. It's a kind of a misdirect of like, hey, remember every time they fought right at the end and like someone drove a car into the house, or they threw a fork at you and then everyone started fighting and punching each other.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. We're going to actually heal kind of with this.
It's in tandem, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, but also they still show up.
Yeah.
Because they're your family till you die. If you're in the Brasato family, you're a family.
Yeah.
Which heals, I think, also the Richie wound of, when they were like, you just latch on to my fucking family from the freezer.
Yeah.
You're a fucking, you leech off of them. Like, you're not my family. What the fuck? You just leech off of them. And because this is the only job Richie's ever had, and also these are the only people that he's had for his entire life, his best friends, and these are people that care about him very deeply. And I'm gonna try not to cry while I say this, but this was like Richie was thinking he's scared of losing a daughter that he also like a connected person to him, trying to make his own family, and he's scared of being ousted from that too. And this wedding was like a symbol to him that he's there family, forever.
And everyone's there forever too, like even Sydney's there too.
She's now a member of the family. And this is what makes her realize she shouldn't leave. Because
throughout the season 2, Sydney is trying to be poached basically by
some asshole,
the whitest motherfucker you've ever met,
the lead singer of the Plain White Tees.
Shapiro, I think is his name. And like he's doing all these microaggressions to her.
So obvious too.
It's
and really bad.
Like the first time like Sydney shows up to the restaurant, he's playing like hip hop and he's like, yeah, so do you dig this or what? Like,
and then he's like, hey, what, can you play something that she plays for Elise?
And then it's like, oh, okay, I dig it. Yeah,
oh,
sure. Oh,
okay,
whoa.
It's like, holy shit,
Fuck
dude.
you. And then, oh God, then what is it? Sydney calls him to be like, yeah, I'm not going to work with you. And then he's like, drops the entire act and is like, no, okay, it's all right. You're making the dumbest decision of your life.
Yeah, it's like,
and it's
whoa,
like,
dude.
No, Sydney's making the right decision to stay on the quote unquote failing ship or whatever.
Yeah, like Carmy is aggressive and it was not okay for Carmy to be aggressive, but that is like a whole different ball game. You know, the like fakeness and then the you know, at the very least Carmy's trying.
Yes.
You know?
And this is also when Carmy has already made the decision of I'm fucking quitting this shit.
I also really liked the episode with Sydney where she's getting her hair done. That episode.
Yeah.
I really liked her relationship with her cousin's daughter.
Yeah, the niece, where they're going out and getting like gummy worms and like
trying to get food, and she makes her some food and
you know, and the niece like is using the metaphor of like going to a party and it's
sleeping
like,
parties. Yeah,
I do enjoy at the end the child like, oh yeah, I'd go to the better party. I'd go to the cool party.
I would go there.
The new one. Yeah,
which is, you know, it's good because it's like I usually don't like when a TV show says that the audience is like a young child. Because it feels belittling. It happened to Community Season 4, Episode 1, where it starts off and it's like, community babies.
Yeah.
And it was because in the context of when that came out, everyone was like, Dan Harmon's fired. This isn't going to be a good show. Well, the show's not the same. And then they put Abed... The whole episode was about Abed freaking out that the show isn't going to be the same.
And going into his mind of like making first a sitcom that's like a multicam or whatever, and then in that one going deeper into being the Greendale babies.
It was honestly, I think I could write a 10 million word essay about it.
I agree.
Being the most ableist thing a TV show has ever done.
Especially using the neurodivergent character as the
vessel to abuse the audience with by calling you all neurodivergent babies that are scared of change.
But actually, Sarah, it's okay because
Abed
actually got over it himself, so therefore you should be able to get over it himself because he pretended that Jeff Winger said something important.
Can you imagine an audience is scared of you taking over a show that they care very deeply about, and your first thing is, get over it, you dumb autist.
Yeah.
Get over it, man. Who cares?
It's like
you
in the
guys
beginning.
Are too autistic for me. You're a bunch of babies.
It's like in the beginning of Community, and I know this is an outdated term, but when Jeff, like, after his big speech and, like, Brietta says no to him, he leaves, and then, what is it? Abed is like, you're not like any of those characters. You're like anything else that this guy's been in. And then Jeff's like, yeah, well, you have Asperger's, and then just fucking leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like, okay, so you saw that one line in the show.
That, which also is that was bad.
That was a bad thing, actually. That was a bad thing. He was being a bad person, Jeff Winger.
Jeff Winger is being a bad person in that moment. He needs to overcome being ableist to a guy that doesn't know better. You know? That's kind of the whole point of it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And you took on that show, and instead of being like, I have to do a good job, you said, nah, fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else. I think I cried when I saw that because I was like, I stayed up to see it live.
Yeah, I think I stayed up every night to see Community Season 4, and that was
I stopped watching it after that.
And they also completely, oh god, man, I feel bad for Dan Harmon.
When he said that it was like watching his family getting raped on the beach.
I've seen people say that was a bad thing. I'm kind of
I get it.
Yeah.
He didn't have the words because he didn't know he was autistic yet.
Yeah.
He is autistic. He found out on Harmontown.
Yeah.
He watched them say, hey, Dan Harmon, you're a stupid autistic man. We have your show now and we're having sex with her right now in front of you. And Dan Harmon's like, that wasn't my wife. That was my family.
Yeah.
You're having sex with my family against their will on the beach.
Yeah, yeah.
And sand's getting everywhere.
Of course, and Rostina gets everywhere. Yeah. No, fucking, yeah, no, I agree with that. And I also think that's a good comparison to this show, where that show is, even though it's an ensemble comedy, it is partially about Jeff Winger going from shitty lawyer that loses everything to gaining a family with and also becoming a better person. Because also during the first season too, where like I don't know if someone else talked about it, but like when during the Chicken Fingers episode where like it's between Abed and Jeff, where like Abed kind of takes control of the group, but then the group gets spoiled and they do the whole fucking Goodfellas. But like they're connecting over like the Chicken Fingers, and they're also talking about like, I think slowly they realize like, oh yeah, both of our parents have been kind of shitty to each other. I don't know if it's that episode or a different one, but they're able to connect in that way.
And it's the beginning of the like My Dinner with Abed series of episodes, which it goes into the theory that Jeff is neurodivergent.
Yes.
And Abed knows.
Yeah.
And that's their connection with each other.
Yeah. God, it's so good.
Such a good show. Except for season 4.
Season 4 is...
You talk to somebody about Community and then they start talking about season 4 like it being all right. Listen, I'm not trying to say anything bad. It's just like, that's a take.
That is a take, yeah.
And it's like, we can be acquaintances. I'll be nice to you just because you don't like, because you like a season of a TV show I really like that I don't like the season of. That's okay.
That's fine, yeah.
It's not a big deal. It's just like, you're not going to be in my wedding party is the thing. Like, you're not going to be in my close circle of friends is all it is. But you're fine. Probably a fine person.
Yeah. But let me stick to the podcast chair. You stick to what you're good at.
You do what you do.
Which
you probably
is probably
do a good
more
job
important
and more important than what we do.
Yeah. But okay, the wedding episode. Sorry.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, you know,
it was good.
That was all my opinion.
Also, I like the ending too, where it's all of them under the table.
Yeah, as a family. You know,
as a family, like talking about their fears to help the daughter of Richie.
Yeah, it's like you have a village. You know, it's not just Richie also gets to keep his family. It's everybody is going to raise this kid.
And yeah, they're all going to be one big family.
Yeah.
Including, I like that they just threw in Carmen Christopher as well.
Yeah, he's in there also.
Just for no reason, but in their explanations,
he's part of the family.
Yeah, he is part of the family, yeah. Okay, can we talk about Carmen Christopher's character in the show? Even though he only has like 3 episodes,
I mean, he had a great arc. He sold a house.
He and then he opened up to Sydney about
what's his face from... being jealous.
Powder, yeah.
Yeah.
No one asked me how I'm doing. And then he's like, so how are you doing? He's like, I don't know.
I don't know. Is it confirmed that he's bisexual at least? Like confirmed
I don't
bisexual?
know.
Because he's like upset and Sydney's like, I don't know why you're so upset. He's like, I just didn't think you'd be so hot.
Yeah, just like...
And then he goes in and he's like kind of bashful, like he's flirting with them a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, new ship. The bear ship? In the
unlocked,
in the bear fandom. Yeah, it was good.
And then the final episode, the one scene, which was only one scene in that one. After their final night, they're unwinding. And Sydney found out that Carmi removed himself from the partnership.
So meaning that he's going to quit.
Yeah.
Carmi's going to quit.
Okay, real quick. My favorite part of these segments.
Yeah.
I found a comment on Reddit.
Oh, let's go.
And it's going to be short because this is only a 1-sentence comment.
Let's go.
That stuck with me. And since liking it, the last time not liking it, saving it, it got like 8 upvotes.
Is this why you've been off this past week? Like I've been begging you to talk about what's wrong. And is it because of this?
No, it isn't.
Okay.
Well, it's got 12, so actually now it is. But okay, so here we go.
Yeah.
Season 4 finale discussion thread from the Bear subreddit, right?
Mm.
Comment. This is the important comment. What's Carm gonna do retiring at like 33, 34? He's not a professional athlete, lol. I don't see him becoming an accountant or something.
Okay. That's not so bad.
That's not so bad. I just thought it was funny.
I thought you were gonna be like, nothing fucking happened. I thought that's what you were gonna say.
No,
I think that's a valid thought.
Okay, all right. That's fair. Okay.
You know?
I just think it's funny that that's your first...
That's the only form of retirement. But that is how a lot of people on Reddit, like spreadsheet mill people, think.
It did kind of... It just felt like a Cinema Cinzy-esque comment of like, why would he quit? He's...
You know, honestly, though, if I think...
Where's his 401k? Sorry.
I mean, I don't know. He's from a rich family.
That is also... Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a lot of money to run a restaurant. That's why he needs uncle.
Yeah, to fund it and like actually keep it running a little bit. Yeah.
Sorry, he could live with his mom. I don't know. Like he could fucking go camping or something.
Yeah.
He could do what the guy in Into Thin Air did and accidentally die in a bus in Alaska because he ate some berries that were wrong, which I only know from the book. So if that's been contested, don't listen. Say it in the comments for somebody else, but I know. All right.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before. I've been corrected before. I don't remember your specific comment, so type it again. Copy paste it if that makes you feel better.
Like it's a copy pasta,
yeah.
But no, so like
you could do anything. You could get on a train. You could just ride a train, like a hobo on a train. That's what you could do.
Yeah,
ride the rails.
Be free, you know.
Free. You could go to a different fucking country in this world. Who knows if Donald Trump is president?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
This is a post Harris win. Yeah,
yeah.
No, but the last episode, only if, yeah. But no, he like so they're all outside. The episode only has 4 people in it. The final episode. It's Carmy, AITA, Brie, which I forgot the name of the character, Richie,
Sydney.
And Sydney. Richie and also Shug shows up at the last second.
Yeah,
which I think is like the most important one, that like right at the end, which kind of, if it were the finale of the show, I feel like gave enough closure to me.
Yes, it's like from the beginning where Shug was like, you should talk to somebody. Now he's talking, and now he's leaving, and now she's like, finally, my brother is healing.
Yeah, which is but like, because Sydney's pissed that like Carmy's removing himself from the restaurant.
Because for Sydney, most of her want to stay at this restaurant is because she idolizes Carmy.
Yeah.
From before even meeting him.
Yeah, but Carmy now idolizes Sydney in a weird way where it's like Sydney is the bear.
Sydney's the real deal, yeah.
Yeah, and like even like because he's lost all his passion for it.
Yeah.
He doesn't love it anymore, which is also like brought up by Shug at some point earlier. Where it's like, it's okay if you don't love this anymore.
Yeah.
And like once that idea was brought up, I was like, let's fucking go. Yes.
Yeah.
And then so they argue about it, and then Richie comes out because they're arguing loudly, and then Richie like at first is kind of just making fun of him for being like, oh yeah, sure, what are you, 12 or whatever?
Right.
And then they start opening up about the funeral Mikey had, and like how he was actually there. And then Richie's like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah, and they were almost in a fight.
Yeah, and they're like bringing each other in closely, talking to each other, and just
they
like they look like they're about to kiss. Yeah. And then but they're just having this like the most real conversation that has ever happened on the show, which is crazy that it like
the conversation that needed to happen.
Yeah.
Because Carmy had hurt both of them so bad.
Yeah.
And because of how much hurt they both had before.
And also, I guess the idea of him just leaving without even acknowledging any of the fucking would have been
it wasn't a real apology. It was like a symbol of an apology that's still not a real apology.
Yeah. And Carmy still has work to do, because he does bring up Shapiro and like, oh, not as if you weren't trying to get the fuck out of here or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah. But like by the end of it, like because Richie's talking about how he's only worked there, he only went there because Mikey, and like that's all he really knows. Sydney, what Richie thinks at first is a gesture, is like, okay, replace you, Carmy, with Richie on the partnership. Have Richie own a portion of the restaurant. Richie's like, you don't need that gesture. And then
so he's like, no, I don't want
to. Do we have time for gesturing right now? Like,
what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because this is Richie's whole life.
Yes.
And he enjoys it as well. He enjoys the service. He enjoys taking care of people.
And he calls himself the Sand. So they talk about at the wedding where like they're talking about the sand gardens. I don't remember which country, but like it's Japan. Like all between Japan, and then it's like where all the rocks and like thinking about each other as like individuals, or as like on our own planets.
So it's like a bunch of rocks that have like a bunch of spirals around them connected to each other. And the artist saw that and he was moved emotionally, because he was like, we're all the rocks. And then Richie was like, but I don't think that is the case. Like, I think I'm the sand.
Yeah.
That connects everybody together. And I saw that and I was like, I mean, I view me personally, Sarah, I think of everybody as the sand.
Mm.
And the rocks are just the things that happen in our lives. And aren't we so lucky to have the specific set of sand around us every day?
Yeah.
Which was just very powerful. Yeah, and in the show it was like Richie was realizing that's the sort of the wedding. Richie realizes that he can't lose his family.
Yeah.
He's the one keeping them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just so good. Just
It is
so
really
fucking
fantastic.
Good. And I think, and then we see the countdown timer, because the whole thing throughout the season, the ticking clock was a literal clock of like 2 months is all you have
Of their money when it runs out. So now that it's run out, they don't have anything to fall back on. So if they fail, they fail.
Yeah.
It's done.
And the only thing that's making money is the window, which kind of seems like maybe it's about to get... It's kind of like a scam artist almost, but also
I
maybe
think it's
not.
real. I think
it could be real.
Like
yeah.
a franchised situation. Well, and I think it's proven to be real because Computer is interested.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're right about that.
Computer is said to be just like whatever he says comes true. He's like the oracle of Delphi of the show.
Yeah.
So Computer talks to the guy and he's like, "This is fucking interesting." And then Uncle is like, "We have to go.
Yeah.
Stop talking." Which I assume means that because they had something interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
Then
perhaps that'll be
what probably a good idea. Actually.
Yeah. So
he's just not some scam artist guy.
Maybe. Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good season, man.
Yeah, it was really good.
I am excited for a 5th season.
Honestly, I am. I was disappointed only because I like all these characters and I think they're really good and I want to be in their world again.
Yeah.
I wish Chicago was real.
Only if, man.
Fuck, man.
It's not real, man.
It sucks that it's not real.
There. You can't go to the original beef.
You can't.
It's not a real place.
It's not real.
Also, 2 quick fun facts about the show that I learned recently.
Yeah.
Christopher Tdor, who's the showrunner, main director, I think, and main writer.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be I actually know him from something. He directed Bo Burnham's Make Happy comedy special.
Cool.
And I think he did a couple producing with him too when I think 8th grade and shit like that.
Oh, wow.
But also there's another guy, Hero Something, and he's Donald Glover's partner from Atlanta. I think wrote some episodes for Atlanta.
That's awesome.
Like there's like a bunch of big hitters like working on this show.
That's
and I was like,
show.
hot damn, dude.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little fun fact I found out. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't know what else happened.
Honestly, you should watch. There's so much more.
Watch all of The Bear.
We skipped over a lot of episodes that are really important. There's a lot that happens between Carmi and Claire.
Yeah.
There's a lot that happens with the facts that are funny. There's stuff with Suge and Petey and their baby and Carmen and a lot of stuff.
But we've already been talking about this for half an hour, hour and a half, apparently.
Yeah, so we gotta move on.
We're gonna move on.
But you should still watch
please
the show.
watch it. Holy shit.
I do think it's very good. I think you do have to stick through the first couple episodes.
Yes.
But it's an hour and a half. You've watched The Bear.
You don't forget them. Yeah.
You gotta watch it.
You know what's up. Yeah. But like no one stabs each other.
Nobody stabs each other.
It's like fucking bullshit, man.
It is bullshit, honestly.
Honestly, The Bear's just about how a restaurant's
I
fun.
hope they stab each other to death on the actual finale. That's what it is. I'm not going down without you. And then just stab each other.
They actually... hold on a second. Flips page. Oh, this is the Squid Game finale. Oh no! We already shot it.
Ah, fuck.
Meanwhile, the Squid Game finale is just like...
Wait, I have to make a beef Wellington? What is that? I don't know what that is.
The guy in the pink suit gives the ingredients.
It's a cooking show now? I don't get it.
The VIPs just show up and like sit down at a table.
Oh, there's a ton of shit with Sydney. Sydney dreams, she has the dream that Carmi dreams about being on a cooking show.
Yeah, the anxiety dream.
You gotta watch a lot of it. There's a lot of great.
There's so many little moments that add up. Oh, that
Sydney
moment was
being
so
a
good.
parallel to Carmi is a big deal, and it's a delight, honestly.
Holy shit, there's so much that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
holy
watch
shit.
it.
Go watch it. Holy shit.
You should watch it.
And make sure to watch our ads that are about to happen.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome to the ad break. Hey, are you enjoying this podcast so far?
I know I am.
Then you better like, comment, and subscribe, and share, and rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts if you're enjoying the show.
And I know I am.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
If you want to support the podcast financially, there's a couple ways to do it as well.
Yeah.
If you want to go beyond the free and into the paid.
Wow, okay. Like what?
Into the giving us grocery money.
Joshua, I have so much money. Where do I throw it?
You can go to buymeacoffee.com/APWSTR. It's also linked down in the description. It's $3 a coffee. You can buy as many coffees as you like, and we'll read your coffee as long as it's not bad, like an homophobic, racist, transphobic.
Or there any identified. Don't put any identifying information. Or if you don't want to. If you don't want us to read it, we won't.
Yeah, you can say in the thing, don't read. There's someone who asked this week that did not want it to be read, but I do want to say thank you for the coffee. Appreciate it. It was a nice coffee. Mm-hmm. All the coffees are nice.
And you can also, if you need to edit it, you can email us at contact@APWSTR.
Yeah.
That's happened a couple times too. That's
Delicia bought 4 coffees. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Josh and Sarah.
Hi.
My name is Delicia, pronounced as such. Pronounced she, her. I hope you guys are having a good day/week so far.
We are.
I wanted to let you guys know how much I adore your podcast.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I graduated from my undergrad last year and immediately got a big girl office job.
Ooh.
I was extremely lucky. Congrats. I like my job, and I'm going back to school in September to become a paralegal because becoming a lawyer is scary, lol.
Hell yeah.
I listen to you guys at work all the time. We have an open concept office, and I find myself getting questioning looks because I'm always giggling to myself when listening to you guys.
Hell yeah.
Don't be afraid to enjoy yourself. That's
Take your headphones out, put us on blast.
Put us on blast.
So they can also engage.
To have a conversation, yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't lose your job because of us.
Putting the speaker on was like, so yeah, when you're fucking your wife, right?
When you're absolutely pounding your wife. Just like something that we never would do.
Yeah. I will say, yesterday and earlier in the podcast, you were like, yeah, we're becoming the beers and sports podcast.
Because I talked about rugby and we talked
20
about
hours
what we were drinking.
Yeah. That's what's up, yeah. But no, okay. Sarah, I absolutely adore your newspaper segments, and I totally understand how overwhelming sharing the stories that hit close to home can be.
Yeah.
I'm South Asian in Toronto, where currently there's a lot of hate/racism against the South Asian community being spread, which has been tough for me to talk about as well. As being as a woman and bisexual, it just feels so difficult to speak up and hear these stories where all my rights as a person have come into question.
Yeah.
But I want to because I want to fight.
Right.
I get that, yeah. But fighting for basic human rights and decency is so exhausting because how is it not clicking for some of these people?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, I have a funny story to share.
Oh.
So I mentioned your podcast to pretty much everyone because you're my fave.
Yes, I read this. I love this. This is
probably
so
the best
good.
thing. This is one of the best moments for us.
This is the moment where I was like, this podcast is successful.
Yeah.
Everything else, all the money, all the fame, all the drugs.
What?
All the sex.
You guys getting paid for this?
All that meant nothing. It was this fucking story.
So I mentioned your podcast to everyone, pretty much everyone, because you're my fave. Anyways, I went to a singles event with my best friend a couple weeks ago. It was terrible. I hated every second. -10 out of 10. Would not recommend it. Will not be doing it again unless it's an exclusively queer event. Ooh. Because although I am bisexual and attracted to men, they piss me off.
Yeah, no, that's real.
I get it.
Yeah,
I read these stories also. Yeah. I've listened to this show. Yeah. During one of the matches, I was talking to a guy. Now, I'm a tall plus-size girl. I could have crushed this short man. He was tiny. And he asked me what I did in my free time, and I gave an answer and politely asked him the same question back. He says stuff and then says he listens to podcasts.
Okay.
Immediately, I was like, okay, already a caution sign is up.
Yeah.
This can go one of two ways.
Yeah.
That is so fucking I get it.
No,
I'm so
true.
sorry. I'm so sorry for what happened, the incident that occurs.
But also, I'm pissed off at men like these because they're the reason
that there's even a fucking question if someone says podcasts.
Yeah, you used to be like, really? What kind of podcast? And now, like, what kind of podcast?
Yeah. So I said I listened to podcasts too and asked what he listens to. The first name out of his mouth was Joe Rogan. Shocked sad emoji.
Listen. Very popular.
Is popular.
Is he active listening? Is he putting it on while he vacuums and then getting...
Is he skipping past the Jordan Peterson segment?
Yeah, like what is he doing? It's a very popular one.
He might just like MMA. All right, hold on. He just
might just really like weed. I don't know.
Yeah, he might really
that's
just like...
That's a green flag
That's
to me.
a green flag is enjoying weed, yeah.
You know what I mean?
When I tell you the immediate no-flip smile I made and he just stood there, and then I said, who else? And he said Andrew Tate.
Yeah, all right.
That's never mind. You lost the battle already.
Yeah, it's not good.
I wanted to throw a punch and I could have taken him like he was 5'0". Like, what is wrong with you? How are these men alive and think they're in the right and then complain about the male loneliness epidemic?
No, that's so real.
No, I get it. Well, I hope you stay lonely if you're listening to that red pill nonsense.
Yeah.
Anyways, he asked me who I listen to, and I mentioned you both right away.
Hell yeah.
And the causes you stand with, and explained your different segments
This is my favorite part.
because I'm making it clear I will never be a trad wife.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, we have different tastes." And the next thing I said, I want to be fair, was rude. I also thought I said it under my breath, but I didn't. Oops. But in my defense, it was human, and we were on a rooftop patio. I was annoyed. I had worked all day and was tired.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm being subjected to talking to straight cis men who are clearly misogynist. Like, I really don't care that I was rude.
I think you can be rude to these guys. I don't think it's a bad thing. Yeah. As long as you feel safe, which you do, because you could obviously beat the shit out of them. But,
Fair, yeah. But I said, yeah, maybe you should listen to the people I listen to so you're not so uneducated and against women's basic human rights. And he stood staring, and I walked away to the bathroom. It was such an infuriating position to be in because I've had these interactions before, and to save face and be polite, I'll steer the conversation off politics and the right-leaning people who always bring it back to politics and argue with me, and I didn't want that at all.
Yeah.
And I could tell if I stayed, this guy would have tried to do that, because when I was explaining to him the difference between a lawyer and a paralegal,
oh god,
he kept trying to talk over me and mansplain it.
Jeez, man.
I hope he listens to your podcast and has a couple laughs and learns things, because of the rise of conservatism / red pill nonsense around the world is truly terrifying. Anyway, sorry this got so long. I love y'all. Sorry this was insanely long. If you read this on the pod, hi to everyone. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day and remembers how gorgeous, fantastic, intelligent, and loving they are. All my love. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Dude.
That made me so happy when I read that the first time that we turned off a Roganite.
Yeah.
And a Tater.
Tater, yeah.
Tater
tot. Yeah, because he's also short, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I got a TikTok actually recently that was, what is it? It was someone talking about, like, you guys know that Prince was 5'2", right? Like,
he was short, yeah.
Yeah, but like, look
Still
how fucking cool. Yeah, he fucked hard.
Yeah.
It's about the mentality that you have. It's not about the...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then these fucking dumbasses.
But it's always... I think the short thing is a lot of times when you meet a short guy, and I know I've done this before, like... You know, the Napoleon complex. And before you jump in the comments, I know Napoleon actually wasn't that short. It was propaganda.
It's basic terminology nowadays, though. Don't worry.
We are aware. We are aware. I'm aware of history. But yeah, the short guy complex where it's like they think that they're persecuted against, so they have to, there's an insecurity already of them being short.
Yeah.
So they have to funnel that energy into something. And like, you know, like I had a short teacher who was a gay man, so he was probably dealing with that a lot.
Yeah.
And he was like, his hobby was bodybuilding.
Oh, okay.
And he was constantly talking about losing weight and exercising. And I very much remember, he was a nice guy, but I remember him like kind of body shaming this is a high school teacher, by the way. I remember him body shaming the girls.
Oh my God.
For wearing like crop tops, because crop tops were becoming a thing. And it wasn't, you know, school dress code or anything, but like tank tops and crop tops were becoming a big deal, because also Florida.
Yeah, if you live in Florida, you're going to want to... I can understand also anywhere in the world right now, being on a rooftop bar like you were describing.
Yes.
The necessity for like something comfortable to wear, but getting annoyed at the humidity and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, like he would body shame the girls that were like too fat to be wearing that stuff. And I remember hearing him say that, and it was a popular sentiment at the time. I think he was just saying stuff. Also, like when you're a teacher, you're up in front of a bunch of kids. It's terrifying to say something that kids don't agree with. Oh, yeah. Because they're going to tear you apart.
So if you say something that goes with the grain,
it's
like you're not
good.
too, yeah.
But and I think there's like a level of parasocialness maybe as a teacher where you're trying to, maybe sometimes you feel like you need to be the cool teacher and sometimes you don't, which this guy definitely had that complex as well.
So a lot of dings against this guy already. Yeah,
I mean, it took me a long time because coming from that experience, I felt very insecure about my body. It took me like years to get over it.
I get that.
So I don't know. I think short guys just kind of have this predisposition to inceldom.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not really about incels being not attractive. It's about because they're not quote unquote the male specimen.
Yeah,
they're
there's
judged
a projection.
by other men.
Yeah.
And then they're being forced into inceldom kind of by other men.
Yeah.
And then they are like, well, I have this safe haven here.
Yeah.
And then girls know that attribute, because they're in fight or flight mode all the time, usually, like you say, listen to podcasts. Now that's something that is, it's a red flag because we're trying to protect ourselves, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
And I will say it sucks too that that's the prevailing, like, especially between dudes, I guess.
Yeah.
As a dude, I guess it affects me in the sense of like, you guys shouldn't be doing this. Because I know it's an easy out to go for the hateful, especially when that's the thing being pushed on you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fucking Joe Rogan, again, being the #1 podcast.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that's in a bunch of dudes' faces all the time.
Yeah.
And then slowly they just go further and further down the pipeline, and it gets harder and harder to even make them be like, hey,
maybe if you were just nice,
yeah,
you would be. And that's something that I've thought a lot about incels a lot in my life, because I align a lot with like incel hobbies.
But not the actual...
Not being an incel.
Yeah.
Like gaming, and I watched anime as a kid, and then like cartoons and drawing and a lot of that Tumblrite shit, and podcasts also, and comedy and all these types of things. And I was fat as well. And, you know, and I'm attracted to all body shapes and races, because hey, I'm pan. I don't really have a preference. But it's hard to like try and find somebody that shares those things, and also they're not an incel, because there's a high amount of people there. So I've dealt with a lot of these types of guys that are like, I don't care if you're short. I once met a guy that was short, and holy shit, it's so hard to get them to even admit that they like you sometimes, because they're scared of liking a woman.
God forbid, yeah.
Fellas isn't gay
to like a woman.
Like, I saw a TikTok thing recently that was like the friend set them on a blind date, and it was a very, very tall woman and a very, very short man. And she goes up and she knocks on the door. And I also wasn't sure like if she was cis or not. I couldn't tell, and I don't really care. But
no, I don't think it matters.
I wonder if that's what the TikTok was like about, which was like, I'm not going on a blind date either, because they were trying to gauge if they both liked each other. They both had a level of insecurity.
I get you.
And so the woman knocked on the door, and the short guy comes out, and she's like, oh, hey, you know, are you ready to go out? And then he's like, wow, you're tall. That's the first thing out of his mouth. And then she's like, okay, bye. And she starts walking away. Like, all right, I guess I shouldn't have done this. And like immediately starts walking away. And then he's like, no, wait. No, I really like you. Like, it's just, I was just shocked by how tall you were. I'm sorry. And then she was like, who cares if I'm tall, you know? And he goes, well, I mean, look at me. You don't want to date a short guy. And she was like, I don't care that you're short. And then they just, in this hallway, immediately, they just talked
about
it through.
And
then they both realized, wait, they both really want to go on this date. They both really like each other and are actually very attracted to each other.
Yeah.
And then they left on their date.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's great. But
that's good,
it's like,
it's also as amazing how much you can do just talking out like your emotions and feelings.
Like, they both had societal
pressures
on themselves. Yeah. And it really is just both of them are insecure. But it's usually like short guys will do stuff like this where they just are like,
there's some sort of projection.
I'm right. You're wrong. And they just won't get over it.
Yeah.
And literally all you do, my brother's short, my brother Michael.
Oh, yeah.
He's married.
What?
Yeah. I think his wife is like the same height as him, I think. I don't know.
All right.
But he's been short his whole life. I think he's gotten taller. I don't really know. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, he's fine.
He's a guy, just a dude.
But I do remember him, like when he was a kid, he was called Shrimpy.
That sucks.
And he thought it was like one of those things where when you're a kid and you're out and about, he went home and he was like, Mom, I got a nickname today.
Oh, shit.
It's Shrimpy.
That sucks.
And she's like, Michael, they're making fun of you. It's like, what? It's sorry that you have such a bitch of a mom that she like crushes your hopes and dreams.
Yeah, that's
about
really funny.
You having friends.
That's so funny. Fucking the fact that it's also Michael, but the way you said it reminded me of Arrested Development. The mom for Arrested Development. It's like they're making fun of you, Michael.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
She did remind me a lot.
Yeah.
R.I.P. in peace.
Yeah. Thank you very much for those coffees.
Yeah,
we also have coffee from Savannah, who bought 2 coffees. Thank you.
Sorry for yapping about that. I had a lot of opinions.
Yeah. Fucking, what is this, a podcast? Or are you Are you the Joe Rogan of the left? Guys, let me know down in the comments if you want me to become the Joe Rogan of the left.
Josh,
I'll do a 10-hour podcast every day. It's fine.
Yeah, you could.
I probably could.
I used to think you couldn't. I thought it was all me. I thought it was me carrying this podcast on my back. And now that you're streaming, you got it. You could go for 10 hours, I think.
We'll talk about that first half of that sentence later, but...
All right.
And our final coffee, thank you again to the other person for sending coffee. Savannah bought 2 coffees. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Josh and Sarah.
Hello.
I'm not sure if you'll remember, but in February for Valentine's Day, my girlfriend Sophie sent in a few coffees.
Yeah.
They were the really cool Canadian university student that majors in political science and stayed at the encampment. Before I continue, I would like to say, yes, Sarah, we are still together. And Josh, we forgive you for the podcast being late. I'll consider you not the asshole.
Oh, good.
That's good.
That's good.
Can you imagine if we skipped this week again?
That would have been so funny.
Fuck, we gotta do it for the meme now. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. It's coming out next week. Yeah.
Since Josh was blamed for the podcast being late, I will also confess one of my sins.
Okay.
At first, I did fall asleep the first 2 times Sophie played your podcast for me.
That's all right.
In my defense, I was tired, had never listened to a podcast before, and need sleep, so I can have the energy to state this amazing. Okay, no, in all seriousness, you guys make my week every single week.
No.
Sarah, your relationship with your mom is so relatable to things I've gone through. I appreciate everything you've shared and the strength you have to share it.
Yeah, thank you.
You make me and so many others feel so heard. And Josh, it's so nice to see a man in the public eye not being a dick.
No, that's a big deal, man.
I get it. I don't know. Am I in the public eye?
Yeah.
Okay,
if I am, you are.
Okay, that's fair. It never feels real because it's just like a number on a screen.
And it sounds like not a lot.
Yeah.
But it is a big deal that you aren't a dick.
There is like an unironic like Joe Rogan of the left-esque like one of like, I guess this is fine. This should be the thing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do want to, it is important. You know?
I get you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate it. That probably sounds silly, but like, bare minimum, but as someone who's terrified of men, it means a lot to see a guy who seems so genuine and caring.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about us. It's time to talk about Sophie because they're the reason that I even know you exist.
Let's go.
Now, Josh and Sarah, before I continue, I have a request.
Okay.
Tell my girlfriend that I know they're okay. I'm not worried, and it's just my turn to talk about how great they are.
Hey, Sophie.
We're cool.
Everyone's cool.
Everyone's chill.
Everyone's chill. All right? You're good. They're good.
I'm good. Sarah's good.
I'm good.
We're all good.
OP's good in this coffee.
Okay.
You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah.
And we all love you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are currently long distance and they have had a few bad dates, so I wanted to do something special so I can make them feel better since I can't be there physically at the moment. Sophie is genuinely the kindest and most incredible person I've ever met. I know you have an idea of how cool they are, but you truly cannot understand unless you actually know them. They've taught me so much from how to crochet and to learning to appreciate myself the way I appreciate everyone else. When I tell you they are the most beautiful person that's ever existed, I mean it. They have so much confidence, and although they know how great they are, they also make everyone feel like they're just as great. They make it seem like the world is so simple, make you feel like you can do anything. I'd say I wish everyone had a Sophie, but I don't think many people deserve a person as special as them. I just want them to remember how loved and cared about they are no matter what, and how unbelievably proud I am, even when they feel like there's nothing to be proud of. I'm proud that I got lucky enough to have them in my life, and I'm so proud of the way they are. Sophie, you are so loved. Josh and Sarah, we appreciate you guys so much. You help us make the distance easier. Thank you for being you. I can't wait for us to listen to this podcast together. Heart emoticon. Thank you very much. That was so kind.
Dude, I read this one, and I was in a bad place reading this one just because I had like a hard moment.
Yeah.
And I read this, and I was like, you ever have a moment where you're like, God, love is real? Because this person loves this person so much.
Yeah, no,
like, I'm
I get
happy for you that you love this person. That's true. That's true love, man. That's good shit.
That's really nice. And it's good to see stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking, I know you're talking about, like, dude having a normal guy
Yeah.
and a public guy, but I think it's also good to have, like...
someone that you... it's a gift, man.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can have the best support group ever, blah, 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 but you still might not be
fully,
in love.
Yeah.
Fully and completely. And it is a gift, and it's wonderful that you have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very nice. So thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
And thank you all again for the coffees. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I hope everything's going well with everybody in general.
Yeah.
If your wallet's not drained after sending us a coffee, go over to patreon.com.
Time to talk about money.
That's what this segment is.
It's manipulative.
That's what all advertising is.
I know.
It's
It's
manipulation.
Just, we don't have to lean into it either, though, you know?
Yes, we can, Sarah.
Yes, we can. Okay.
If you want to also support us on a monthly or yearly long basis, you can go to patreon.com/APWSTR.
Yeah.
It's a pay what you want model. We try to get
Sometimes
out.
we have extra things, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, like I still need to edit an extra thing from like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
But we do try to get the podcast out as early as possible. There's no ads on either YouTube or Spotify. Apparently Spotify is just putting more ads on everything.
Which is wild.
Even when you have premium, which is crazy because I was led to believe that if you have premium, you don't have to watch.
put ads on it?
Yeah, because we get the premium revenue. Nothing makes sense anymore is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
But I mean, still, Spotify, they give us kickbacks.
But you also have like backlogged episodes. That's something.
Yeah, there's plenty of episodes of Sarah versus Matt Damon. There is also the spoke Sarah Thustra.
Yeah,
from,
like the first 11 episodes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also a Discord where we also have a book club, but you can also talk with other fans, get to be part of the community.
We're reading a Blacktop
Wasteland. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all down in the description as well. It's $1, $3, $5, and $10. If you do $1 or $3, you can get a free week trial just to see if you vibe with it.
Yeah. And also you get access to the Discord, and then
And
when
you just
the
pretty
free
much have
trial ends, just contact us and we'll keep you on.
We'll turn a blind eye. It's okay. Yeah, we're good.
We don't care. It doesn't cost us anything. Yeah.
But also, if you do the $5 and $10 tier, you get your name added at the end credits of the video as well as in the description of the podcast. And also, you can get a year-long subscription for all of these tiers, and you get like 10% off. I think that's lowballing it too. I think you get like 2 months or something.
I think so.
Yeah. So go over, check it out. Patreon.com/APWSTR. We have a bunch of mutual aid links. If you want to talk about that for a second, Sarah.
Yeah, Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Lebanon, Yemen, Hurricane Helene, California wildfires, also the California immigration stuff. And also red cards, which you can print out at home and give to your loved ones, and they translate from English into 39 different languages. Your rights when dealing with ICE. So, like, if ICE comes to your door, ask them for a warrant, has to be signed by a judge. They can slip it underneath the door. If they refuse to do that, they do not have to come into your home, regardless of what people are telling you and what people are ruling as whatever. And that could be the difference between you getting detained by ICE or not.
Especially when it's getting progressively worse by the hour. Yeah.
And if you see somebody also being detained by ICE and you feel like you're safe enough to step in, I think you should. I think that's kind of the only thing that we've seen in ICE detainments that has stopped it are people not knowing what the fuck is going on and calling the cops because they think human trafficking is happening. Yeah. And then the cops showing up and ICE being like, fuck it. I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
And also people literally making like a human like shield, like rope, like linking arms.
Yeah.
Has been one of the other ways to stop ICE.
Yeah.
So that is all listed in our link tree down below. If you have a link that you want to be put in there, you can ask me on Tumblr at That's O'Hearon, THATSOHEERON. You can put it in my ask and I'll put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I will also say to add on to the ICE thing, and I think I'm taking this one personally as a Floridian. Apparently, there's a new boycott starting. If you're in Florida, this might only affect you because I think this is what it is. Apparently, a bunch of food trucks went to the new camp that's in Miami.
The Alligator Alcatraz?
Yeah. So apparently a bunch of just food companies were like, whatever, fuck it. We're just going to go over and feed them. So I think I saw TikTok about it. And I think it's shitty that companies are still like, whatever, fuck it.
Oh, they're feeding the people that built it.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I believe is what it is.
That's so fucked.
It's shit like Churro World or something, and it's like...
What the fuck is Churro World?
I've delivered for them for Uber Eats before. They are a food, I think a food truck chain, I think.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw a TikTok about it. If you could look more into it to figure out who to boycott if you're like going to food truck days or whatever in Florida.
Maybe I'm too poor. I don't know any of these people, but
And
I'll continue to not know them because they suck ass.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd look more into it. And I have no loyalty to the state. There's no fluoride in my water anymore.
Yeah. So if you ever see a comment where someone's like, these people's teeth are yeller, say that's because we don't have fluoride in our water. It's not true. We don't take good care of our teeth.
I'm slowly taking better care of my teeth.
I have depression and I'm bad at it and I have bad habits, but I'm trying.
We're trying.
But you can bring it up though.
Yes. Legally.
To spread awareness.
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything for the ad segment. Thank you all for watching so far. And back to the show for Reddit. All right, it's Reddit time, baby. Reddit. You got your Reddits today?
Sorry, I have to go back and figure out my scouts on Uma Musume.
Hey guys, why does the podcast come out like 3 days late? It's because Sarah got me hooked onto the horse game now.
Did you?
No,
Did
I'm
you?
not. I'm
Did
not
you?
on it. I'm not gonna go on it ever. Because I see the danger. I see the
There's no danger. Except for staying up on your phone until 5 a.m.
Yeah, did that happen again last night? Is that why you... I don't want to say what time you woke up, but is that why you woke up at the time you woke up?
Shh, don't worry.
Because my ass was asleep the second that light went out. What the fuck, dude?
I almost won the URA finale again. I almost got it again.
Again, you've already done it. That's not an excuse.
You have to do it again to get more points to upgrade your horses. That's the loop.
If I just keep pulling this lever, one of these days it'll be triple bar all the way.
I've gotten multiple triple bars this whole time, and that would be.
That's how they hook you.
Listen, it's if you bought a slot machine, and you didn't have to put in a coin, and then you just keep doing it until you get banana.
Yeah, it's the slot machine that's in the fucking airport of Los Angeles that has a less chance, like it gives out money to make you more inclined to gamble once you get to the real casino.
No, because you're still putting in money into that.
It's gonna happen.
I haven't put in any money into this. They give you a lot of shit up front for free.
Okay,
it's more about collecting stuff for me than it is about
the gambling.
Yeah. Aspect of it, except
it's
they
literally
won't
horse
give
races.
me Mahoney bourbon.
Literally horses.
They won't give her to me, and it pisses me off. It is pissing me off. I want my autistic horse girl. I want to train my autistic horse girl.
Okay,
so
all right,
bad.
All right.
Anyway,
okay, all right.
Okay.
Reddit. It is Reddit time.
All right,
we'll talk about this later. Sorry.
All right, fine. Listen, this one is you're gonna love it.
Okay.
It's from r/chickens. What?
Nothing. I just
subreddit we've totally been to before.
It's on my front page every week. What the fuck are you doing right now?
It's r/chicken.
All right.
This is from
Who fucking knows what this is gonna be about?
This is from r/chickens. Chickens like to be thrown like footballs? ?
The question's being asked for one of two reasons. Either you're about to throw a chicken or you've already thrown a chicken and you want to make sure you're not going to jail.
I have some 1.5-year-old hens.
Okay.
Sometimes they come up to me and crouch down with wings slightly spread.
Okay.
I pick them up and get my hand under them and chuck them like a football 10 to 12 feet away.
That's pretty okay. That's pretty okay.
They always come running back. I usually do this 3 to 4 times a chicken.
Is this a thing?
They seem to enjoy it, I guess. Anyone else have chickens who do this? Okay.
You've already done the thing. And
a lot, as it sounds like.
Yeah.
Because usually people that have chickens don't just have like 1 or 2. They have like 10.
Yeah. So
you're doing this 30 to 40 times every time this happens.
So I've come across a couple chickens and then I decided to put them in my backyard, right? So I don't know about Colonel Sanders fucking 100 years ago. First time he saw a chicken, like, do you think they want to be thrown around like a football? Or should we just make him into delicious fried chicken?
You got your chicken in my deep fryer.
I got your deep fryer
in my chicken.
I got a fucking $1 billion idea now.
Okay.
All right.
So
what's the discourse?
Discourse is that the discourse is that top comment. They're crouching because they think you're the rooster. LMAO.
So
that's what chickens look like when they want to fuck. So OP saw these chickens and they were like, football time. Time for footballing.
And the chickens are over here like, where?
I thought I was going to get fucked tonight.
What's going on?
Oh. And then OP is like, no, that's not the case. They like being thrown like footballs. I haven't been throwing my chickens like footballs for no reason. So they were like, they have roosters. I only mentioned the hens, but the roosters do it as well. Only less often.
Because the roosters also want to fuck you, apparently. Is that what the next thing is? Is that it?
Okay. They think you're a bad lay, but they want to give you another chance, so they run back, lol.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, all right, I'm going to come back. We're going to try this again.
And the reason that I chose this one, not yet, we haven't gotten there yet, is the comment underneath is, I can fix him. The chicken being thrown fucking halfway down a football field, running back, determined. Like, I'm gonna fix this guy. I'm obsessed. Have you seen this rooster? He throws you away. And every chicken wants him, dude, and he won't fuck you. He doesn't fuck any. I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the chicken that fucks this guy.
I can cockle-doodle fix him, man. You know what I mean? That's so crazy. What the fuck? I'm sorry.
Listen, I had to put it on our Reddit reading podcast because it's the best Reddit post I've ever read in my entire life.
It's the best Reddit podcast ever, so it's double the money. It's
gotta be in there. This is the Hall of Famer.
This is a Hall of Famer.
This is up there with Olive Oil Guy, if you remember him.
They just love being thrown. Throw them chickens, whatever, fuck
it, dude. And then other people were like, how the fuck did you find out? And then some other guy was like, nah, I fucking get it. When they're on the other side of the goddamn fence for the third time in the day, you just start chucking your fucking hens. Get on the fucking side of the fence, you dumb rooster, dumb chicken. And I was like, damn, that is
what's
true.
Going on?
That is fucking real, though. They always do be getting out, you think. And then, like, it's slowly, as I'm reading this post and in this subreddit, a fucking straw hat and a piece of hay just fall down on my head and in my mouth. And I'm just like, damn, these goddamn chickens ain't.
After playing, like, 10 seconds of Farming Simulator, you're like...
Okay, 10 seconds that's really fucking frustrating that you would say 10 seconds, because I've spent a lifetime's worth.
No, I know. Listen, I'm well aware. Yes, you are a farmer now. I get it.
I am at heart, and I always have been. Just like I am a horse trainer, and Uma Musume,
and I have to become a chicken tamer.
I am a chicken tamer. Yeah. I have thrown my chicken like footballs, football into the pen.
So, okay, wait, hold on a second. So, okay, let's just make sure. Okay, you're saying like a football. Are you overhanding it?
I think so.
Like, genuinely? Like, so no underarm, like, granny bowling, like, you're fucking...
Like a football. Another question was, do you get a good spiral? Which OP, I think, is being modest and was like, no, not really. But I think, come on. Like, pew, like, you know what I mean? Like a... Like that, with the fucking...
Dude, can you imagine one of the chickens during it, and then, like, one little, like, part of the wing comes out, and they just start fucking spiraling?
Yeah, and they're like, oh, wait, you can't do that.
You can't do that, yeah.
The chicken that's like, fucking throw me into space, Rooster Daddy.
Rooster Daddy, throw me into space. Rooster Daddy is the title. Congrats, you did it. I thought it was going to be soy jacking whatever the fuck it was in the Patreon, but now it's...
Oh, yeah, that's the Patreon title.
You didn't even give me a chance to force it in, though. God damn it. Chicken daddy ass.
That's what he's saying to his rooster, to his chickens. Anyway. Someone make a dating game where you are trying to date roosters, but the sex is that you throw them away. like a football.
Or is it like the pigeon dating one that you were talking to me about earlier? The one where it's
that's a whole different thing. That's
different
Hatoful
thing.
Boyfriend, which is a really great game, and you should all play it. You should all buy it. It's old, but you should buy it. You are
'Cause if
an
we're already
actual human girl, and you are dating pigeons the size of a human in a post-apocalyptic. Sorry, I have to say this, in a post-apocalyptic world where humans are now, I think, animals or like not around. I don't actually know. And the pigeons go to high school, and you've been chosen to go to high school with the pigeon at the Pigeon Academy, and then you have to date one of the pigeons. But there's also God, Jesus. You are the chosen one. There's a serial killer. There's your high school best friend who works at a maid cafe in the summer.
Okay, awesome. Now you brought me back in.
To
you went down the
care
religious
for
route.
his sick mother. They also still live the lifespan of pigeons.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So like only like a couple of years. So anytime you date, you kind of have oh damn, you're gonna die before me.
Damn. That's
kinda
tragic, yeah.
If you're in D&D and you're an elf and you're romantic, literally anybody else.
Real fucking ending of It's Such a Beautiful Day ass fucking.
Yeah.
Solved it. The chickens want to fuck. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
And that video game was Hatoful Boyfriend. It's really good.
I'm just saying, if we're already making anime girls as horses or horses, I
could
think
have a
chickens.
chicken-
I think we should have a chicken throwing contest.
It would be funny if it was real chickens, though.
just fucking throwing anime girls fucking 10, 12 feet,
Which
like
also
footballs.
in Hatoful Boyfriend, you can choose between the pigeons, the pigeon look of it, and the human look. So if you want to just date anime boys, go ahead. But really, you should be looking at the pigeon JPEGs that are superimposed. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Hatoful Boyfriend. HATOFUL
Not sponsored.
RIEND.
Not sponsored.
There's a secret ending, which is the real ending, and that's if you date everybody and get their endings. You get all endings. You get the actual real secret ending. And I think it's some of the best game play of all games.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Let's bring it back to human level real quick.
What's not human about chucking your chickens? Chicken chucking.
You're right. I'm sorry. Let's bring it back to our regular show level.
That's regular. What you mean? Like, oh yeah, let's not be super good at the show. Let's not do a really good job. Let's do a regular normal job.
I am being taken in the worst faith
Sorry,
imaginable.
Josh, I'm trying to make money.
All right, I'm trying to make money too.
Right,
we have our own ways of doing it.
Yeah, mine's with r/chickens.
And mine's going to be with r/unpopular opinion.
Okay, fine.
All right. r/unpopular opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly fine for a restaurant customer to come in 5 minutes before close and order dinner. I want to say for the record, I know why this post was made. Because like 3 days ago, there was a mildly infuriating post, I believe, that was 5 minutes till close, I think sushi restaurant order.
Oh, wow.
And it was like 10 items. Like it was some crazy amount of food that even I was like, that's bullshit. And I would fucking leave.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. And I know this isn't right.
Okay.
I know this isn't the right opinion to have. And I'm just going to hyperanalyze myself. It has been prophesized that I have autism. So maybe this is in there.
Yeah.
Because I have not worked in a restaurant, I find it really hard to care about this.
Okay.
But I do think when you tell me, Sarah, put yourself in the shoes
of an employee
that has to close up and also know that there's extra work after quote unquote close.
Yeah.
And it would prolong them getting home. I can recognize that is really hard, and I would be frustrated if somebody came in 5 minutes before closing.
Yeah.
Because I've also been in service situations where people will show up right at the end and then they'll take fucking forever.
Yeah,
and
like if you took a call back in the day.
Yeah. And then they want to be on for like 3 hours, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
At least I'm getting overtime, but also like, but that's the thing is I would get overtime. You probably wouldn't in a restaurant situation.
Depends, yeah, I think.
Yeah. And then they would also probably bitch at you if you did get overtime.
Yeah.
Because
Or you're probably already working overtime if you're working like a double or something.
Yeah.
Or working more than 8 hours at least.
So it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
You know? So I recognize that there are other situations. I'm going to just up front, my first thought is I'm not thinking about this ever.
Okay.
So the people that are on the internet arguing about it.
That's why I'm here, because I did work in multiple places of food services.
Mostly I will defer to you.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine.
All right. I don't agree with this guy,
I'm going to read this in a non-charitable way, but also fuck this guy.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fine for a restaurant customer to come in 5 minutes before close and order dinner. Read a post on another sub and decided my comment there is probably a perfect fit for here.
Okay, guy.
The time the restaurant closes is the cutoff for receiving new orders, not whatever imaginary cutoff you place on it so you can go home early. We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah.
When you're in line for the big roller coaster and it's almost your turn, huh?
Early is weird. Okay, go ahead.
When you're in line for the big roller coaster and it's almost your turn, but oops, the amusement park closes, do you say, "Oh well, sucks I waited in line all this time, guess I'll go home without riding it"? Or do you expect the employees to continue working to run out the line of people who have been waiting all this time? We're going to put in that also, because this is not the same fucking thing.
Damn, you really fucking triggered Josh with this one.
This is like double barrel, like, I live in Orlando, motherfucker. You don't know shit. This
guy pointed a shotgun at you, not realizing you are the motherfucking one from the Matrix. Yeah.
And I'm the fucking, I'm Bugs Bunny turning the fucking shotgun back on you.
Tying a pretzel into his gun.
Yeah. It's no different, pin in that. The restaurant closing, it's not, and has never been your go home time. It's the time you stop allowing in new customers and taking new orders. You want to leave at 8? Close at 7 or 7:30, but don't piss and moan about customers coming to a business and expecting service when it's still open. 0 upvotes on unpopular opinion as well. So no one's also agreeing with this unpopular opinion.
Before you get into this.
Okay.
All right.
I'll defer to you for a second. Yeah.
After hearing this guy's talk of service workers.
Yes.
From doing a different service, my initial thought is, fuck you. You don't get to tell service workers how they feel internally in their own internal world.
Yeah.
They are allowed to bitch and moan wherever they want if you're being a bitch to them. Actually, anytime. You can be a perfectly normal. This is my opinion on all service things. Not in front of you. Obviously, that's bad service.
No, yeah.
Right? But if you leave and someone goes on the internet and says, I had a guy, no identifying information.
Yeah.
That's also bad. Don't take photos of people.
Don't take photos of people. And also, if people put any sort of like information, like restaurant name, don't become like fucking NCIS typing into the mainframe. Yeah, don't do that, obviously.
But you're allowed to go online and vent about what you had in your day. And also, you don't have to be in, this is maybe controversial for an Am I the Asshole Reddit podcast, you don't have to be in the right all the time. You could just be mad that you work because it's fucking shitty.
Yeah.
The job is shitty.
Yeah,
even
work
if
sucks,
it's
man.
the best job ever.
Yeah, sometimes it still sucks.
It still sucks ass and you're allowed to complain. And that's healthy, I think, actually.
Yeah.
And why are you so triggered as a customer? How often are you doing this? That you go in, that you're the guy that goes in late at restaurants guy. You see a post on the internet that's anonymous and you get triggered like they're talking about you. Like, that's weird. You need to work some things out with your life. Now, there's that. I will say I have fallen down into the trap of Uber Eatsing. I really want food, and then I want it from this restaurant, and it's 10 minutes still closing, and I want to order it. And I know I shouldn't, but that's where my empathy stops. Is I want it, and then I have to tell myself, I have to override myself.
Well, and also, this is where I want to bring this up now, because there's a lot of different ways restaurants work in general. Right. And if I'm not mistaken, 9 times out of 10, if you go on Uber Eats, the Uber Eats closing time is usually like
earlier,
15 to 30 minutes earlier. So it's not the end of the world if you submit your order in comparatively.
Well, and but I wonder also because they set their own hours. So I wonder if it's like, that sounds like a corner cutting thing of if it's a smaller store and they want more money. is the manager setting the time to be the actual closing time.
Yeah, which that would suck. Because then also, if you're not allowing new people to come in, how do you also let the driver come in? But that's a whole nother, like...
Yeah, that's like, it's probably different for each store.
Yeah, which is also, that's why I also want to bring this up, is that also the same way that a lot of restaurants are different. I know a couple places, I think it's mostly bars, they usually have an earlier time for kitchen to close specifically for this reason, because cleaning a kitchen is the worst imaginable.
That I've been in a bar till close before because I was a dirty alcoholic. I'm joking. Been in a bar until closing before because I was 20 in my early 20s at one point. I wasn't an alcoholic. That was a joke.
No,
but I've had, your bartender comes up to you and is like, hey guys, we're going to close. Is there anything as the last call for the kitchen? And then we were like, no, it's okay. You're fine.
Yeah.
And that's fine, But then if you're at a restaurant and you walk in and you take some shit out to go, or God forbid, I've known people also that want to come in 10 minutes early and have a table.
That's crazy.
That's
a little crazy.
I think most people would know that that's crazy.
Yeah.
But, which is, I can't assume what this guy's talking about. It feels like that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if it's to go, I can't imagine people being too mad. Maybe a little annoyed, but then you're just mad at them for being annoyed. I also have a problem with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get that. Yeah.
So there's different layers to it. But I always capitulate to you, Josh, because you've worked in food.
Yes.
And you know more. So I just whatever you say is appropriate or not appropriate, I let you do it.
No, yeah. And that's the thing that I think is like almost like a child. This person's assuming that at 8 o'clock is when the restaurant closes, therefore it's lights out, and everyone just goes home.
Beep boop, yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like it does feel childish in my opinion. The idea of if you want to fucking go home at 8,
or my teacher lives at the school.
Yeah, like you think that, you're assuming that, like, it feels like you think they're choosing to. Also, you're assuming that the wait staff is choosing the hours.
Yeah.
Which that's funny.
It's funny to think that anyone that you interface with has any
control
over anything that they're doing. Fucking early is what pisses me off the most.
Yeah.
That's never happening.
No.
There's a 0% chance that that's happening unless the restaurant is going under. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is, and it pisses me off as someone who doesn't work in food service because I know that's not happening because I listen to the people in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta know somebody that worked in food, and if you don't, you're a mega asshole because you must not be in the right.
Well, that's
money
the thing
bracket.
too. Like, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's a trend on TikTok. It used to be a trend. I saw a version of this recently where it's like restaurant workers will go in for like their closing shift and like they'll pre-record like, what time do you think we're getting out of the restaurant today?
Yeah.
And it's usually like fucking usually it's like an hour and a half after they think close is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And like 9 times out of 10, it's like 3 o'clock, we're out. We fucking finally left, and it's like, oh god, that must fucking suck.
Oh yeah,
because I mean, it is like you're cleaning a kitchen that needs to be that has high strict and spotless. For good reason, like it needs to be clean,
and you're gonna get yelled at if it's not.
Oh god, yeah.
And I mean, the good reason is also that not just that you're gonna get yelled at or dinged or something with your job, but you need to fucking you need to do it for food safety.
That's the good reason.
That's the good reason. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Yeah. So we're already dealing with a moron, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Second thing, you brought up roller coasters.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
You done fucked up here in Joshua Chinlandville.
In Joshland, in Chinland. Yeah.
In Chinland.
Yeah. No. Okay. So, all right. Theme parks. I worked at a theme park.
Yeah.
Not the roller coasters, but I have a vague idea.
Yeah.
As to how they work, and it is different than a restaurant closing at 8.
Yeah.
Because at most theme parks, depending on the ride, which that's a whole other can of worms, we don't need to get into that.
Yeah.
Sometimes rides will close earlier. There are queues because it's either too long or it's like... So already they're prepping for that.
Yeah.
But then sometimes there's like, I think I went on Velocicoaster like a couple months ago at night just because I wanted to be on it at night.
Yeah.
And I got out right as park was about to close. And they were like, the people at the front of the ride with like the megaphones were like, all right, last call, everybody. We're doing it.
Yeah.
So they're already expected to stay late to keep people in line. Like,
yeah. They don't just let people get in line.
Yeah. They will close it.
Closed.
Yeah. Once it's closed, then they run the people out. Because usually the people that run maintenance on the roller coasters isn't the team running the roller coaster also.
Of course not. It's a teenager, bro.
It's teenagers.
It's a teenager pushing a button and making sure everybody has their seatbelts clicked.
Yeah, which I assume they account for in the scheduling.
Well, right.
Yeah.
And that's, you also, like a child, don't understand the amount of time math that they do.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like every person is 5 people, which is why when they're like, hey, are you a group of this? And then I split them up into 3 seats per whatever.
Yeah.
How much time is it per ride?
Yeah.
So how long will this ride be done? And let me just do that and blah, blah, blah.
There's a whole science to it.
There's probably like a fucking algorithm in an app on their fucking iPad.
Just because you went to the county fair one time, right?
Doesn't all work that way.
Yeah. Like, it's so all like you just don't know like anything is what I feel like reading this post.
Yeah.
Especially when you have the audacity to be like,
to tell people how to feel.
Well, also to be like, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Saying it out matter of fact.
Or being like, if you want to leave early, you know.
You're just lazy. You've already determined on your lack of knowledge that these people are lazy.
Which is horrible. Yeah. Yeah, that's not okay.
Why are you not giving grace to your fellow man, bro?
Yeah. And that's I don't know, man. I worked at a pretzel cart, and that shit would take, if we were lucky, 20 minutes to close.
Yeah.
Most times, like, well, also because we would be pre-closing.
Yeah.
Because at some point, you got to turn off the 500-degree oven. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
And at some point downstairs, if I was working at the Coke bottle, like, they'd stop the donut burgers or they'd stop the churros or whatever.
And it wasn't always 20 minutes. It was like, oh, we got out at like an hour and a half. We took an hour and a half today or something. Because you didn't just work at the pretzel cart. You also worked at Dippin' Dots and the
big
Coke bottle
at City Walk,
yeah, so it was a different one each time.
Yeah, and each of them have their own different, like, I will say that Annie Ann's was definitely the hardest one.
Yeah,
but that's also because that was the busiest one, and it was hard to gauge when you would actually want to stop making the pretzels.
Yeah,
as you got closer to, because you didn't want to make people disappointed with not having pretzels.
Yeah,
but also it's like 11 o'clock. Like, come on, dude.
What are you doing?
Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know. I think maybe it's a bias because I've worked in these places.
No, I think you're right, though. I think you're the expert on it. I think we should allow the people that do the work to...
I wouldn't even call myself an expert, like, because I've never worked in, like, a restaurant, like, with waiters and chefs and shit like that.
But I have known waiters and chefs that their experience tracks with what you've claimed. Yeah. So I recognize that the way that you sort of want to treat people with kindness in a restaurant setting is the correct way to do it.
Yeah.
And also your parents have taught you from birth, since they've also worked food service their entire lives.
Yeah.
And they worked banquets and stuff. So that's like, they would be I think they're experts.
Yeah. I will say, I do remember now when I was working at Walt Disney World, I was technically server when it was Expo, because you would have to like listen for them to, even though it was a quick service restaurant, like they would still give out orders by hand.
Yeah. That's dumb.
Yeah, but I've done some of it, and I've done busing and shit like that, but like...
You've done a lot with it, and you have been like... I don't know how else to explain Josh's parents and their food service, but other than like a holistic ideology in their lives, like everywhere they go, if they get the shit, they know how to stack the shit correctly
to where it's not annoying,
because you know that you can stack the shit wrong. I've stacked shit in front of them because I was taught how to do it wrong.
Yeah.
And then they'll fix it for me. And then I've learned from you guys how to do it correctly.
Yeah.
And I learn a lot of shit from you and your parents, and you've definitely, since a baby, have been taught how to do all this shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like they go into server mode. It's like PTSD. It's like if your parents were both in Nam, they come back and they treat like they would make food by like shooting a gun at a steak or something. Or be like, I got trench foot. Get over here. Like, they would do that because they fucking, it's just their whole lives have been this way.
I get what you mean.
So, I think they're fucking right, dude, on this thing.
I think that's fair, yeah.
There's some things where I'm like, no, I know better. But this thing, you know better.
Yeah.
1,000%.
I appreciate that. Yeah. But yeah, no, fuck this guy.
No, this guy's stupid.
I will say, if you're an unpopular opinion and you're downvoted to 0, no one's agreeing with you. I don't know if this was one of the ones we did that stayed in or if it got cut because of that week that we took off.
Yeah, true. Because of the mic problem.
Either the mic or like we were just like the fucking stories were whatever. I don't remember what the reason was, but do you remember the story? It might have been both, yeah. Because I remember afterwards being like, I only really had like one story I really enjoyed from me, at least on that one.
That's real.
But it was the there was a story that made the rounds and I think I read it where it was the guy going to the coffee kiosk at night, not at night, but like 5 minutes prior to closing.
I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and like that guy was just kind of being entitled because also he got little gifts / treats and expected them or something.
Yes,
it was some wild shit. Yeah, and I remember reading that.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was thinking maybe that was what this one was based off of, but I think because it was restaurant specifically, and I saw that photo of the receipt of what the order that was supposed to be there 5 minutes to close.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to trust a server more than just like a random guy at any point when they're talking about the business aspect of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Solved it?
Solved it. All right.
What's next? r/donkey or what?
Fuck you. r/donkey. All right, D&D Circle Jerk. This is what we're doing.
Same diff.
Yeah.
I was right. Sorry, continue.
Am I the asshole? DM kicked me for being right. Parentheses. Insists it's because I quote unquote insulted him.
Okay. Wonder what the insult is.
Hey Reddit, get a load of this.
Guys seeing this shit?
Hey, you seen this shit? That happened to me in real life that you couldn't possibly know about?
Jay Leno when he writes a post. Guys hear about this?
Hear about this? Hey Reddit, get a load of this. Was playing with a new group, all nice people, but still learning the game. Obviously, I'm happy to teach and correct whenever necessary, but the DM just couldn't handle me.
Ooh.
First combat, my character moves away from an archer, and this doofus wants to take an opportunity attack with a ranged weapon. Deep sigh.
Groan emoji. Fucking.
So I do the right thing and tell him, actually, you can only take opportunity attacks with a melee weapon, you absolute beep, ridiculous beep, moron. Seriously, learn to read and know the rules, you beep, time-wasting beep, idiot. I censored some of the strong language I eloquently used to emphasize my point, but you get it. Normal stuff.
No, yeah, you know you're the good guy when you go out of your way to not tell people what you said. Yeah. Fake person in this fake post. Yeah, whatever. I know it's fake. I know this is a circle jerk, but I think it's funny.
Circle jerk.
Fucking whatever.
I think it is based on a real one. But
probably, yeah. Dude, can you imagine this one's one of the ones that's copy paste?
Oh, it'd be so good. This fucking snowflake. That's why I chose this one for you. I knew you'd love it.
All the other. So wait, hold on a second.
As soon as I saw a snowflake, I was like, hell yeah.
Okay, all right.
This fucking snowflake then is the gull, like a seagull, to ask me to leave the table. The other players didn't say anything, but I could clearly read shock and disgust on their faces when they looked at us, which obviously means they agreed with me. Am I the asshole for correcting my DM when he makes a mistake? Please validate me.
That's, honestly, every post should end with that. This podcast should end with me saying that.
Please validate me. Please. I need your validation.
Please,
so
love
bad.
of God.
Oh my God.
No, fucking, that is so funny. Okay.
I mean, duh, you can't do that. Like fucking duh, idiot.
So.
I've never thought about that. That is a rule I should know, but also I couldn't give a fuck to care about whether or not you're making an opportunity attack with a ranged weapon
or not. Yeah,
unless someone at my table is like, it breaks my immersion, I think I don't care. You want to win, man.
Yeah,
that's what the point. You want bigger point number. That's what you want. You just
want the number to go up. God damn it,
bigger number.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. Oh, what? Just because you're a fucking rogue or something? You get an opportunity attack against somebody else, I'm gonna make you use your shitty strength.
Oh yeah, come on.
No,
Are you
dude.
serious? Yeah, fuck it.
Use your dex.
Yeah.
Why can't you do that? And then if you're doing a melee weapon, I mean, maybe you should be able to do it with a melee weapon, but like in a dex way, like really fast.
I can understand that.
I think that could be cool.
Yeah.
Because
I do think it would be silly, like if you had one of those like
giant bow and arrows to be like a guy moves 5 feet away from you, and then you're like, what? Like that is kind of wild.
That's funny. But also, if you have like one of those from the Critical Role thing, like the actual just straight up pistols.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if you could just fucking just shoot them. Yeah,
or even like I think like a hand crossbow.
Yeah, especially if you already have it like loaded or something. Yeah, fuck it, just
chew.
Yeah,
I think that's fine, man.
Got one of those.
That's kind of dope. That's very Dex. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, if it can be in a Tarantino movie, I think you should be allowed to do it. Is all I'm saying. Fucking and
it depends what level, I guess. But like, if you're at like level 5+, you're essentially a superhero at that point.
Yeah,
especially if you're playing 5e. Like, you're not. There's not a lot of debuffs. There's a lot of
buffs,
powers.
Yeah,
you could. I mean, you guys fucking last Sunday you did the entire health damage of Strahd and the entire health damage of a
spawn, right? Like a vampire.
No, it was
queen.
harder than that. It was an urban lord, a vampire umber lord,
herbal remedy lord, yeah,
something like that. I don't know. It was like a essentially another Strahd, but without the Strahd flavoring on it.
Yeah.
So you killed 2 Strahds in one fight, as well as like right after another fight where you killed 6 vampire spawn at once without healing. And you guys are only level 6.
Oh, we became level 6 from that. Yeah, we were level 5 when we were doing that shit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, like, I mean, and that the Strahd campaign, you're supposed to end it at like level 7 or something.
I thought it was 10, right?
Something insane, but it's like obviously you would be able to do it easily, and you guys love that shit because you like having hard battles.
Yeah.
And winning.
Yeah.
But you usually do because you're smart people.
Yeah.
Playing a good game. So, it's like you have to like beef up your shit, Also, those vampire spawn you had already killed. I had to homebrew Strahd coming in and bringing up the vampires.
Wait, really?
Because you had already killed him with Richten.
Yeah. So you just decided, fuck it,
well, otherwise nothing would happen.
So fucking funny.
And you guys would have been pissed.
I thought it would have just been like half strength or something. Like,
no.
The game didn't account for the idea of...
No, it did.
But it was like, fuck it, nothing happens. The way that
it accounted for it was that nothing happened.
Stupid.
Which is dumb.
That's bleeping stupid.
Because the entire time, over, I don't know, 6 months you guys have spent, 6 real life months you've spent in Vallaki, because it's a bitch and a half to schedule D&D sessions.
Yeah.
You guys have been like, what's going to happen with this festival? What? I'm going to be like, nothing happens? No, that's dumb as rocks, dude. That's stupid as fuck. You guys want to play the game.
Yeah. That is really funny.
Why is Curse of Strahd the most popular and it sucks ass? It's so bad.
It's like weirdly like racist and like also it has the dumbest mechanics that I know for sure you've already had to like not retcon but like work around and change shit.
I mean, and Strahd is famously very weak.
Yeah.
Outside of his lair. So you're supposed to fight him multiple times, which is good,
Yeah.
The first time you guys got fucked by him, but then the second time, you actually really didn't get fucked by him the first time. He just left.
Yeah.
But he did like fuck you up a bit. Like he did, I think he downed like 2 or 3 of you.
I think so.
With a fireball, but that's just fireball. That's not Strahd.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
The spell fireball being cast at like 3rd level. So it's like, yeah.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
About D&D.
Yeah.
If there's another player that has Moonbeam. If I were to take the Moonbeam, if I were to also take on the Moonbeam spell, it wouldn't double.
You could double.
Okay.
It'd be 2 Moonbeams.
Okay, gotcha.
You could stack them on top of each other for sure.
Okay.
But you couldn't move his Moonbeam.
But I could just keep mine though.
You would move yours.
I don't care about moving the other guys. I want to just know, would it double the damage, or would I be able to make damage with the Moonbeam that I make?
Yeah, it'd be 2 separate Moonbeams stacked on top of each other.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's probably gonna break the game, but I don't care. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Dude, all 4 of you take Moonbeam.
Yes.
And all 4 spotlights hit Strahd. You're gonna text them right now.
Yeah. I'm calling them. Guys, emergency meeting.
We all have to take Moonbeam.
We need
right
to do this
now.
right now. Emergency meeting. We're gonna work.
Like 4 spotlights.
Sarah is sus. We need to go and we need Moonbeam right now.
I think I would cry from being so proud of you that you all collaboratively, finally you're working collaboratively. A. B, you've done this cool thing. You know, it's like on a stage.
Yeah.
And he's dead. He's immediately dead.
It's the opening
You
from
kill him.
it's the opening of the film version of Rent, where it's just the fucking
Strahd on a chair,
Yeah.
whipping his hair back,
Yeah.
burning in the sun.
Yeah.
Like he's
awesome.
in fucking All That Jazz.
Yeah.
Let's go,
All
man.
right, solved it, man. Let's go. Holy shit, that's
Oh.
good.
God, that's so good. That's
That's
such
a
a good
funny
idea.
idea.
Somebody do that in your Curse of Strahd campaign, please. Just convince everyone to use Moonbeam.
Oh, that's good. Oh, hell yeah.
You don't even have the Sun Sword. You go straight to Castle
Fuck 'em.
Ravenloft.
Yeah, just
Straight in there. I don't care. I'm not getting my Chiraka card reading.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit. We all got Moonbeam right now. 4 druids.
we just destroyed the castle. Just floored.
It just explode everything up.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out of here. Fuck this game.
Like
We're
in-
doing other shit. Other fun shit.
Yeah,
Shit that's
fuck
more
this shit.
fun.
Yeah. Okay. This one's okay. All right, I got a new one.
Okay.
I didn't know this machine exists, but
That's a weird start.
am I the asshole for using the bathing suit water extractor to get the sweat out of my gym clothes?
What is that? Bathing suit water extractor.
I looked into it. It is a real thing, and my best guess is it works similarly. You know how, like, when you have the salad bowl de-wetifier? The thing you press and it makes it spin real fast, and then the
rinse
water
your
to rinse your
salad?
salad. Yeah, I
Yeah.
assume that's what it is, but for your bathing suit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, YTA.
Yeah. I like to go to the gym and do my long run and then take a class afterwards. Stretching, yoga, something like that.
Okay.
I don't bring a change of clothes, but I go in the locker room, take my clothes and put them in the bathing suit water extractor to get the sweat out of it. It kind of dries them, then I take my class. Yesterday when I did that, a man watched me and then started to yell at me for putting my sweaty clothes in the bathing suit spinny thing. He said I was gross and that's not what it's for. I don't see the difference between sweat and gross pool water. Am I the asshole?
How do you not see the difference between they're different liquids? Those liquids are different. Also, you think that the sweat, the visible sweat is gone and your clothes are clean, you fucking weirdo. You idiot. Like, I'm trying not to.
You're not trying to be mean right now, yeah.
I'm someone who has struggled. I sweat a lot.
Same. I also sweat a lot.
I don't have the gene where it doesn't smell.
Yeah, I get it.
I
Yeah.
definitely have the gene where it smells. And it sucks. And I sweat all the time.
Yeah.
Like 24, as soon as I wake up, I'm sweating.
Yeah, I get it.
Sometimes I sweat at night.
Yeah.
I got the night sweats. And I know through just years, decades, sometimes you clean a shirt you've been wearing your whole life, you got to throw it away because the sweat's in there.
Yeah.
Sweat's in there too hard.
Yeah.
And you got to say goodbye to that shirt. And it's really painful. And the idea that you're walking around because you're so privileged that no one has had to sit you down and tell you,
Hey, your
honey,
sweat's actually disgusting.
it's eating the clothes. Your sweat is like a blob, like the blob from the movie The Blob, is eating clothes. And you have to throw all your clothes away that you love and don't make your sensory issues go crazy, go burr. And now all clothes are a worse polyester and it's going to scratch at your skin forever, for the rest of time, because these goddamn companies don't want to fucking invest in regular 100% cotton anymore. Everything's got plastic in it.
Or even wool. Yeah.
Or even wool.
Which is the better option of cotton, if I'm not mistaken, because cotton takes up all the
But
water.
wool's scratchy.
That's right. Yeah, there's probably.
My
Well,
point
we should
is
invest
sensory.
it. We should invest it.
My point is sensory issues, and if I buy the same fucking clothes, it feels different because everything's got plastic in it.
Yeah,
now.
I understand. Yeah.
And it's bullshit. And now you can't find it anymore. But your fucking body, and you can't change it. You can't change it because you're showering. At this point in life, you're showering multiple times a day. Showering's fine because you've desensitized yourself to it. And you're forcing yourself multiple times a day to shower, but it's still sweating into your clothes.
Yeah.
Still. And you still have to throw away your favorite shirt. And you got it from Borders Bookstore, and they went bankrupt, and they don't sell it anymore. And your mom's like, we'll buy you another Beatles shirt, honey. It's okay. And I'm like, but you don't understand. It's not about the Beatles.
It's about the principle.
It's about the material of the shirt. I've never had a shirt that soft. And I can't find it. Everyone's like, oh, a vintage shirt that's really soft. Hey, we sell a vintage. Ooh, it's buttery soft. Get Gildan. And I buy it, and it sucks. It's fine, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. Yeah, I get what you mean.
And I can't get it anymore.
Yeah, I get it. They used to make good socks, and like all my socks are going shitty right now. They don't make the same type with the same thickness anymore. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Anyway, all this to say, fucking other people are putting their fucking clothes into this thing. You shouldn't put your thing that has sweat on it. You know that if you go to a fucking machine,
it is different. Yeah.
And you sweat on it, you should wipe it down. Do you wipe it down? No. You wait for them to wipe it down. That's bullshit, and you know it.
Yeah.
Use your fucking brain. You're an adult.
Yeah.
Clean up after yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Take a change of clothes to the gym, dude.
A change of clothes and be willing to take a shower at the gym. It's not that.
I know it
can
feels
be uncomfortable.
Weird.
Yeah.
I've done that before. It feels weird, but it's fine.
Yeah.
They should.
I've taken a shower at the gym. It's not too bad. Yeah.
Sometimes they have single ones.
Yeah.
But if you really don't want to do it, bring like a washcloth, give yourself like a spit and polish.
Yeah.
And put on some clothes and then go home and take a shower, you know?
Yeah. It's not that difficult.
It's not that hard.
I think it's also crazy to go into something with dried sweat
or work out
you.
after your class.
Yeah.
Set up your time so that you get sweaty and
also,
then you
you're
work
not gonna
out.
be sweating at your yoga class?
Yeah, you definitely are, dude. Well, he's going to sweat again and he's going to go home and take a shower, but he doesn't want to bother the people in the yoga class. But then work out after your yoga class.
Yeah.
Oh, I have stuff after my... Fucking change it around if you really need a workout that day.
Yeah.
If you care this much about stuff, don't... Like, you care enough not to bother the people in your yoga class. You should care enough not to break the fucking machine that gets the water out of the...
Yeah, because I'm willing to bet there's shit in your sweat, like you were saying earlier, a blob. That's going to absolutely fuck up a machine that's only meant to deal with, yes, some sweat, but also mostly pool water.
Yeah.
With the chlorine and the whatever.
Chlorine on your clothes, yeah.
Yeah, so that is different.
It is different.
Very different.
Very much. And also, it's like the need for getting chlorine out of clothes versus the need of getting sweat out of clothes, chlorine is higher.
Yeah.
When you get out of a pool that has chlorine in it, you go take a shower immediately.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, it's the best for your health. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a health thing.
Yeah.
You being sweaty, sweat is on purpose. Sweat is good, actually. It's your body trying to cool you down.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're stinky. It's an aesthetic choice.
Yeah.
That you don't bother other people.
Yeah, because also sweat gets rid of waste from your body. Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. All right. It is important, but it's on you. It's not on a machine that's made for a different purpose.
Yeah. Agreed.
Plus, I'm sure that your sweat will fuck up this machine somehow.
I'm willing to bet, yeah.
Get into the motor. I don't know.
Get into the computer, the computer part of it.
Well, I mean, motors break all the time. Motors are usually the first
Especially
to break.
if you're doing shit with water. Like, even though like you can make stuff to withstand water, it still has a more chance of like getting fucked.
If it's made for a specific type of water, they're probably like, I don't want shit that is this or that in it, you know? Like, and I'm only, the way I'm thinking about this is like jetted tubs.
Oh, yeah.
You can put your body into jetted tubs and you can clean it out, right, with specific materials, but you can't put in like conditioner or stuff in there. You're not supposed to, when you use the jets, use like shampoo and conditioner and soap and stuff, like a bath bomb. You can't put a bath bomb in a jetted tub. Because it'll clog the jets immediately.
Yeah. Because it needs to have the air mix in with everything in a very specific
way.
Yeah.
And it'll clog it up, and then you made a $4,000 purchase. Now it's bullshit.
Yeah, and I will say I just looked into it because I remember looking into it to make sure this was a real thing and not something somebody just made up.
Yeah.
Apparently it looks like commercial grade.
Yeah, so that's a lot of money.
Like
already.
2.4 grand or something, like $2,000. And I think there's a Walmart one that's like 200. But that's a Walmart one for your house,
that's
not
gonna
the
break
one that's gonna
within 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, you're definitely an asshole, dude.
Yeah.
That guy was right to yell at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solved it.
Solved it. I don't know what gym is like. You can use this. You don't have to clean it. That's wild. Every time I go into a gym, they're like, you have to clean like where you walked.
Yeah.
If you breathed on this thing,
I always
you have to
feel
clean
weird.
it.
There's a couple places when I used to go to Planet Fitness that I was like, I don't know how to clean this, like the rope things.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only thing I never knew how to clean. I always felt bad not cleaning it technically because it's kind of like, how do I clean this thing? But if I was at a machine or a treadmill or anything,
I go overboard. I'm doing everything.
I go to the thing, I spray the bottle, and I bring a thing for drying as well. Which I don't think you're supposed to dry, but whatever.
I bring WD-40. I'm spraying all the
I'm
nooks and
making
crannies.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing maintenance on this thing.
Yeah, like I paid them to do the maintenance, yeah.
Yeah. All right, this one over. Am I overreacting?
Ooh, okay.
Okay. Am I overreacting for breaking up with my boyfriend and refusing to give back the gifts he got me?
Ooh.
Okay, now it's an am I overreacting? So I'll read the original post.
Okay.
And then I'm going to read the text.
Ooh, okay,
All right.
gotcha. All right, it's one of those. Got it.
And this is something I want to talk about because I think this is interesting to me.
Okay.
Because I've definitely been OP in this situation before.
Oh, fuck, we're outing me right now.
No. Like, well, a little, but not like you never reacted this badly.
Oh, okay,
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Okay, so I started going out with this guy, and it was great at first. We talked all the time. We would text every day with good night and good morning texts. Well, in around January, that stopped happening, and I tried my best to keep it up, but it was like I was getting no effort back. So I just wanted to see how long it would go on for, and well, our 7 months was not too long ago, and I had sent him a message breaking up with him. Well, while we were together, he had built me a vanity and got me a pair of boots, which, yes, I understand they were expensive, but he gave me the option between the vanity or the boots. Am I the asshole for giving all the stuff back except for the boots and vanity? I'm not at home right now, so it's sitting on the curb for him, courtesy of my mom. I also had blocked him at one point, but then he proceeded to text my mom.
Okay.
So OP. Hey, I just wanted to say something that's been on my mind. Lately, it feels like we've grown distant and we don't really talk like we used to. I care about you a lot, but I'm starting to feel like things aren't really moving forward between us. I think it might be best for both of us to let go. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
And then the boyfriend. How long have you felt like this? Okay. OP. Not long, but at the same time, long enough to know that personally I won't be happy and it will affect our relationship. Okay, this will be OP's voice, and then the boyfriend's voice, I'm gonna...
Do the voice. Do it.
I'm not sure if you're expecting me to go out of my way even more for you, or if you don't think I'm spending enough time with you, but I've been giving our relationship every single second of free time I have when I'm not at work.
Okay, sure. Doesn't seem like it, but all right.
You want more attention?
More?
No, I'm breaking up with you.
So, like, you want more, right?
You're so needy. Okay.
All right, okay.
No, it's not spending time. Even during the week, all we do is snap. We rarely have a conversation during the week, even a simple phone call after work. Yeah, I work 9.5-hour days, 4 days a week. And on Friday, I work a minimum 8-hour day, so I don't always have any energy left. If you want me to call you, just mention something to me.
So you work a normal schedule? Like before you said the extra day, I was like, wait, hold on a second. You still have an extra day off in the week?
I know, but it's
That's
a normal
also a shitty.
amount.
It's still a normal-ish. Like,
and it's exhausting. I've worked 40-hour weeks before.
Sure, yeah.
But
more than 40, yeah. Like,
actually, yeah, we were doing the podcast at the same time I was doing a 40-hour. But we were also in a relationship, you know?
Yeah, so...
It wasn't that hard.
We could make it work. Yeah, you can... Okay.
I didn't think I'd have to be honest. I'm sorry that I feel differently about this than you do, and I do understand you work that much, but it's not like I was asking for you to give me your life story every night, more of just how your day was. And I try to, but I forget sometimes, or I have shit to do after work.
Okay, so you're not really apologizing. Like, if you said you forget sometimes, like, and you have, like,
fine.
ADHD, but then going back and falling on the sort of, like, I got shit to do.
Even if you don't have ADHD, it's fine to forget.
No, yeah, for
Especially
sure.
if you're overworked.
Yeah.
I think he's coming from, at this point, like, what he's saying is not insane.
It's not the worst,
What's
but
insane is that he's being kind of like, why am I the bad guy?
yeah, that's the part that I'm not enjoying right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, I guess. But you do realize the couple of times we have called, it's because I called you. I like talking. I couldn't care less about money being spent on me. What's more important to me is having conversations.
Yeah.
And the only time we ever really do that is when we see each other. Yeah, I understand, but I tried my hardest to make as much time for you as possible. But I guess it wasn't enough for you. Maybe I should have stopped hanging out with my friends altogether.
Okay.
Or quit my job to spend more time with you.
Okay, dude. Calm down. Calm down.
Yeah, that's the point where it's like, all right, dude.
All right. Okay.
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Now you're trying to be. Now you're a dick. Yeah.
Good night, because if I continue this conversation, I will most likely say something I'll regret. Good job. Good job with that. All right, that's fine, but I need to know when I can give you all your things back. I know you're free tomorrow, so just pick a time and I'll give you all your things back and I'll grab mine. What do you want back? I know your hoodies, but what else? And I am busy tomorrow as I picked up a shift.
Yeah.
Well, the hoodies for sure. I gave you a t-shirt I want back, and I'll give you the option of whether you want to keep the vanity or the boots. I don't care which one.
I'll give you the option if you want to keep. I'm doing you a favor, actually, right now. What?
So here's the kicker, man. I thought they were gifts. They were when you were my girlfriend. Not how'd that work? My mom said you tried to text me, and this is like at a later point in time. Yup, all day. I'm just trying to get a date and time when you're home so we can give each other our things back. I don't know when I will be. We're currently slammed right now because of Canada Day today. Okay, when do you go home next? I'm not sure. I'm currently on my way to Richmond Hill, and I have to go back tomorrow as well. Okay, well, I want this done this week.
I want this on my desk.
Yeah.
End of week.
Yeah. So text me whenever you know when you're home. I will let you know when I have time. If anything, I will drop off your stuff. I don't care about anything. Burn it all for all I care. How are you going to drop off the makeup desk? It won't fit in your mom's car. Why do you assume I'm giving you the vanity? And even still, we can get my boss's kid to help me. That's fine. However you want to give it back works. Okay. Have you figured out a day yet? I'm working till Saturday. I will let you know, like I've said multiple times.
Yeah, stop fucking, like, I get, this is already fucked. This is already fucked.
I know.
Yeah, okay, no, Jesus Christ.
My mom has put a bag of all the gifts you've gotten me, including the necklace, anything I've kept from dates, the shirts and hoodies, and everything else in a Walmart bag outside on the curb. If you would like all that, I would suggest going to get it before garbage day. Have a wonderful life, blank's name. You seem to have forgotten about the vanity, which is not yours to keep.
Fuck up.
And I think you seem to have forgotten these were gifts. It's not something borrowed. I know you're a little slow sometimes, but come on, ex-boyfriend's name. You're not that stupid, and you're so set on the idea of getting the vanity back, you forgot that you gave me the option of giving the
vanity or the boots, right?
Yeah, I had to move the shit.
Oh, sorry.
You're so set on the idea of getting the vanity back that you forgot that you gave me the option of giving the boots that are formed to my feet. So unless you plan on wasting $400 on burning them because they ain't gonna be comfortable for another girl, I'd suggest to look up what a gift means, because I've asked everyone about this and they all think I should be keeping both.
Yes.
And also, I would like to say I never would have expected you to act like this, and it makes me wonder if we were to have gotten into an argument, how you would have acted.
Yeah.
An argument is one thing. You breaking up with me on our 7-month anniversary and being a complete C-word about it is another.
No.
When was I a C-word about it? I did it maturely and explained why I was feeling this way. It was you who started being a dick about it. I had to back away because I know myself. I knew I wasn't going to be happy much longer because I wanted to text and call. But to you, that meant you had to quit your job and stop hanging out with your friends. Both me and my mom talked about it and how the exact line was when I should stop texting because she knew I was going to say something that would hurt. Which now I couldn't care less because you want to be a dick. I'll be one back. Now, like I said, your shit is on the road because I'm not home, and myself and my mom don't want you in the apartment. As for anything I have given you, That is your choice what you want to do with it because they were gifts meant just for you, no one else. Notice how I'm not asking for them back because they were gifts for you. Take note on that. And that's the end of the shit.
Wow, dude.
And I just really want to like point out 7 months.
7 months.
And this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, even from the beginning, you know? I think it's hard in a situation like this. Like, you know, you have a blow up with somebody.
Yeah.
You think a lot of their behavior and how they treat you is based on the blow. At least I do. I have that illness, mental illness, where, or maybe not mental illness, but the trauma of like the way that somebody is treating me post argument is because of how they feel about me after the argument. Because that's what my mom would do to me after an argument.
Yeah.
She would like ignore me and like take away quote unquote privileges like being driven to school or something. And yeah, so you know, I have that. And I think it's very easy post like a very emotional situation like a breakup.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the one breaking up with somebody. Like but it's not. This guy obviously was checked out from the beginning after 7 months.
7 months, yeah.
You should still be in love enough to want to talk to your partner.
Yeah.
After 7 months.
That is a pretty wild response also. I mean, it's manipulative to be like, I'll just stop hanging out with my friends then if that's what you would want.
That obviously is like a
but like
self, like it feels like a self-sabotage in the relationship for him.
Yeah.
Like you can't say that thinking you're going to continue to be in a relationship with somebody. That's wild.
Yeah. And what is it? The whole they're a gift, man.
Yeah.
You are right to be like, look up the definition. Because what are you fucking talking about, dude?
Yeah.
I don't know. If there's some sort of string attached to a gift, it's not a gift.
Yeah. And it's, you know, we don't talk about like breakups that often because I mean, I guess we both have sort of experience, but not like a long-term relationship breaking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is both each other's first long-term.
Yeah. And any sort of like
okay, sorry, OP, rubbing our relationship in your face.
Get fucked. Ours is good.
Oh my god, no, but you will find one too.
No, yeah,
and like I've had multiple short-term relationships where it was like a couple months, 2 or 3 months, and then they explode for no reason.
Yeah,
but it's usually this where the guy just stopped texting me, and then I'll be like, "Hey, dude, what the fuck?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, I don't want to see you anymore." Probably because he found somebody else, or I don't know. Other stuff has come up. And sometimes they were amicable and sometimes they fucking weren't. And it usually depended on whether or not the guy was like, actually, you did this and I never told you. Or, yeah, I don't like why can't you just like be patient or something like that? It's like, bro, we haven't hung out in like a month and a half.
Yeah, so what the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus.
And also, we were never really official in the first place.
So why are you getting mad?
Yeah, like I'm just gonna not talk to you anymore, bro.
Jesus, man.
You know, and I think this is really common for younger people, and I just want to state, like, if you're in this kind of shitty dating world,
yeah,
where guys will try to convince you to just take the bare minimum. You should not.
No, yeah.
This is when we talk about relationships and the bare minimum and what's going on, and you know, this whole like the bare minimum princess treatment. Have you seen that on TikTok?
No, maybe.
It's like it's women with the list and their boyfriend is sitting on a chair outside and they have a hose. And they're like,
oh yes, I have seen that.
It's really funny.
Yes, I have seen those. Those are funny.
It is funny. It's funny to see.
Princess or bare minimum. I remember now.
Yeah.
I saw one of them, and it's just
because there's also the princess treatment lady who is like, when I go into a restaurant, I don't talk to the wait staff because my husband does it for me. And then the wait staff are like, should I call the police? Like, are you abused?
Yeah, like what's going on?
And then she's just sitting there like, and it's like, that's crazy. You know, like there's a lot of crazy shit on the internet. And I'm trying to say that if you're young and you're dating for the first couple of times,
yeah,
I have a lot of like care for you, especially if you're a young woman. I think you should, if you feel like your needs aren't being met and you tell them and they react in any way that isn't, oh, how can I help? Or here's my explanation, but I want you to have your needs met in this relationship because I care about you.
Yeah.
If you don't feel cared for, and it's because of something that they're doing or something that they're saying, you should not continue that relationship, especially if it's not a year in yet. You know what I mean? Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
And everybody in the comments, that was a big realization for me. Right before we met, I had a talk with a friend, and I was telling him about like my different dating escapades and stuff, because he was, I don't know if he was engaged to his wife at that point, but he had been in a long-term relationship, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Why don't these boys like me? Because it was like 3 or 4 dudes.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know, I just think they're thinking with their dicks and not their head. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I don't know. When I met my wife, his current wife, he was like, if she called me and was like, hey, come over, it didn't matter where I was driving over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is that thinking. Yeah.
And so it's like, it's as a girl, if you're catching feelings for somebody and you don't know, or even if you're neurodivergent, you're usually like, how do you know if a guy likes you or not?
Yeah.
That's it.
I get you, man.
You shouldn't test him. You know, you shouldn't you shouldn't abuse him and be like, come over. But I will say that actually he did. It's not abuse, but like he would be like
come
working
over and then the stopwatch, like
let's see how long
it takes.
It was funny. He did tell me a story about early on in their relationship.
Yeah.
He used to work at a Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah.
And then he would get a text from his current wife, and she'd be like, "Call me right now." And so he'd be like, "Oh, okay." So then he would go on like a break or like a bathroom break, call her, and then she'd be like, "Hi, how are you doing?"
That's wild.
That's awesome.
She's
such a fucking queen for that, though. It's awesome. That's so good. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's epic, though. Don't do it. It's really epic, though. They have a kid now, and they're fucking happy as shit, so that's good.
Oh, Christ.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know why these guys are doing this, man.
I don't get it, man.
It's true. They're thinking with their dicks, not their head.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
to
the
do it for
perils of the young.
7 months
Do it
to
for 7 months
somebody
is crazy.
shitty.
That's pretty
fucking
wild.
shitty.
Yeah.
Don't be in a relationship if you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I hope the OP of that story finds somebody that will talk to her.
Yeah, and actually care about her.
Yeah, and make her feel like treasure.
Appreciated, at least.
Because they're out there.
They're out there, yeah.
They are out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm proud that she knows what she's not going to deal with.
Yeah, and don't be a chicken and fly back thinking that you're gonna
fix him. Don't be the chicken.
Don't be the chicken.
Don't be the football chicken.
Don't be the football chicken. Solved it, man.
Solved it.
I'm tying them all up here for us.
You are.
I'm really
good job.
About making connections.
Gotta bring the podcast.
Gotta bring the podcast fucking in, dude. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I really got some heavy hitters, I feel like, this week. Yeah. I'm really happy that you were right this week when you told me. I think there's some good ones in there for you, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
And you were right.
I saw a ton that I couldn't read anymore because I already had mine.
Damn.
And I was like,
I wonder if, I hope we don't have any overlaps, but we'll see.
No, I don't think we do.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for skipping in line at the airport?
Yeah. Yes, every time. Yeah, every single time. Doesn't matter where. It honestly doesn't matter where. I'm trying to think of a single moment where I wouldn't be mad that someone skipped in line in front of me at the airport. Chick-fil-A, security, fucking boarding.
I will say, so far you have said one of the places that is
it's
actually
security. I know it is. And you're honestly the worst one. That's the worst one.
Yeah.
That's the longest one. Get TSA pre-check, you dumbass. Is it in TSA pre-check? You already bought it. How further in line could you possibly get?
Hold on, let's start.
Holy shit! You got TSA pre-check because you wanted to get there late. Fucking get there get there 30 minutes fucking earlier and wait your fucking turn in the TSA pre-check.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
I arrive at the TSA pre-check line and it is longer than usual, spilling out past the ropes by a handful of people. It moves pretty fast, but the dude in front of me keeps on bending over, showing full-on plumber's crack as he rifles through his backpack over and over. The line moves as he stands up, moves, and then is back to rummaging around while the gaps get longer and longer, usually 3 people's worth. He has a hat on that says something about former military, and he looks okay despite looking a little older, late 60s maybe.
What? Okay, so I'm supposed to be like, because it's an old veteran NTA? Fuck off. What does any of this fucking matter? You're gonna cut him off, dude.
And a cut on his elbow that he is wiping up and down, up and down.
So it's an injured old veteran man.
I'm a good person.
And you're a good person for cutting him in line.
This whole thing repeats itself about 3 times until we are 2 people away from the agent, and the gap is now at least 5 people. It is a huge amount of space and a time to go, so I skip him. A few seconds later, he is behind me and says pointedly, "That was rude."
Yes, it was.
I simply said, "You were holding up the line." Checkmate, liberals.
And then he shot me 16 times in the chest, and he should be allowed to.
I stuck my ID in the scanner and moved to the conveyor belt. He wasn't behind me from there, so he probably was one of those people without pre-check who was asked to get in the other line. He's one of those fucking pores. He's one of those poor over there.
Man, fuck you.
He said I was rude, and I did skip. I'm a proponent of keeping it moving at the airport. Have your cell phone out of your pocket, stay to your right on the people mover, know what coffee you're ordering, etc. Maybe "you good? I'm gonna squeeze by you" would have been more appropriate. Am I the asshole? I'm not changing any of the words that's about to be said. Bonus FYI, don't crowd the bins as your shit goes through the machine. I'm polite enough going in, but I hate when idiots stand at the edge of the machine when my bags are obviously coming out first. I also will intentionally, this is the crazy part, I don't know why this information is being put in here.
Off.
I also will intentionally clip your heels if you are standing in the escalator taking up the entire thing on the way out. It is 11 p.m. and I have already called my Uber and desperately need a cigarette. Move to the right and let me pass.
Are you a fucking dog? You know, the difference between human beings and animals is that we can decide not to be a dick to each other for no fucking reason. I don't know why. This is something that pisses me off. Listen.
No, this one pisses me off
in my
too.
life,
Yeah.
I'm not the type of person to go up to a veteran and be like, you know, I'm not that kind of person. Yeah. I'm not that person. But the fact that he's old makes me upset.
Yeah.
The fact that he's injured makes me upset.
Yeah.
The fact that he's obviously rummaging for his like boarding pass or something and he's in trouble.
Yeah.
And he's by himself makes me upset. I don't care that you have to see somebody's butt crack. Whatever, man. You're upset about it. You also say that you will clip people's heels. Do you also clip the wings of birds that you own? Do you also cut off do you declaw your cats as well? Do you fucking go outside? This is too much. Actually, no, I'm going to stop. I'm going to say something I'm going to regret.
Yeah, take a lesson from the post from before. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning from her. She was great.
We've become better people through the course of this podcast.
This got to be rage bait because I'm baited.
I will say, I do want to say for the record, I did for all of my stories. They are at least all human written. Doesn't mean they're not fake. Doesn't mean they're not rage bait. But this wasn't a robot. This was not a robot. So this is
good.
Yeah.
But wow, man, that shit is.
I don't know.
You can't think you're a good person. You can't.
Especially when you're willingly giving all this extra information.
Yeah, like that's gotta be rage bait.
Like you have to, or if it's not rage bait, you really have to believe that you're like a godsend, like sheriff in the Wild West airport, like fucking.
Yeah, there's something that really bugs me, and also the fact that you're acting more militaristic about everyone else around you, but you're using him being a veteran, like
as
military, as a reason that you should treat him worse than other people.
Because everyone else treats him well. I'm trying to equalize it because he's just a guy.
Because fuck you. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. This is the part. Yeah. This is it. This is similar to you and people being like, I deserve food at 11:59 when they close at 12 a.m. Like, this is mine, where it's like, oh, I looked at that person and I judged them based on their characteristics, and it's purely based on nothing but me being neurodivergent and people thinking this my whole life.
Yeah.
And as soon as I succeed at anything, they look at me and they're like, wait, that neurodivergent person is succeeding. Time to take him down 15 pegs.
Yeah.
Let me go. A normal person should take your spot.
Yeah.
Instead of you.
You should watch their balls.
And you should watch their balls. You should not be employed at all, actually. That's how you need to fit into my view of the world, even though it's horrible and ableist and terrible. Anybody, even if I agree with you on some sort of biases, and you think you should treat somebody worse because of the way that they look, is bad.
It's bad, yeah.
Like, no, man.
That is just straight up hatred, yeah.
That is just bad. You should, there's a level of niceness that you should give to people until they fuck with you.
Yeah.
And then I'm a proponent of standing up for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair, yeah.
If you feel like you're not going to get hurt, you know?
Yeah.
But this is, you're starting shit for no fucking reason. You're also causing harm around this guy.
Yeah.
Like, somebody's behind you, you know?
Also,
you're not mentioning them. You don't give a fuck about them.
Like, you're not holding up, the guy wasn't holding up the line. He was just a couple paces back.
So he was just like, the line would move, and then he would move up.
Slowly, yeah.
Like, and I thought, I always give the benefit of the doubt without even realizing it. I thought this guy was like going to be late for his plane or something.
Was not brought up.
He's just being a dick for no reason.
Literally was just one person.
I'm just going to tell myself that it's rage bait,
yeah,
so
you
I don't
want
blow
this person
a
to believe.
gasket.
Yeah.
I get this person.
It can't exist. I get it. I agree with that. No, I think not the asshole. I think no, I'm joking.
This is the last
obviously,
episode of the podcast to save this relationship.
We did it, dude. Oh yeah, we got there. No, fucking no, yeah. Obviously, you're the asshole.
Yeah.
It's literally just a couple paces in front of this guy. Like, also, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't give a shit if you stay a little bit farther back from people in line, especially when COVID's still a fucking thing, which I know we're not even bringing up right now. Like, that's not even brought up at all. But, like, can you imagine this guy fucking 4 years ago when we were more, like, on it about COVID? Yeah. Like, 6 feet? 6 feet. I can go. I should be able to just
bring in a tape measure out. Like, hey, you need to move up 2 inches.
Yeah.
Right now. Honestly, I feel like this guy would get nerfed with 6. If I'm assuming that he agrees with COVID, but who knows? He doesn't care about anybody else.
Yeah, I'm assuming he doesn't.
He's probably an anti-masker, bro.
Yeah.
Like, shit, man. And I'm trying to think, like, before people are like, oh no, he's showing. I feel like this is a real good bait for people that are doing the, like, they don't realize it's ableism, but it's the, oh, this guy's kind of dirty and smelly. Send him to the guillotine. You know, like those types of people online. Like, people are like, what? He's showing his ass crack at you. He doesn't care about other people.
Counter argument. Why are you staring at his ass?
Counter argument. They're in the security line. He probably took his belt off.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably
That's something I do as well. Yeah. I try to take my belt off and my shoes off earlier because
he's probably digging through his backpack to get his fucking equipment, his like laptop out or something.
Yeah. Or and to like find something to kill.
He's actually probably trying to be nice.
Yeah.
To the people around him so he's ready and he doesn't fucking wait up the line.
Yeah. But you're instead actually throwing a wrench into things.
Yeah. And you're making him feel like he's slow. He's old, dude. He's gonna be slow, and you're gonna be old too.
Yeah,
that's inevitably, hopefully, gonna happen to you. That's what happens if everything goes good in your life. You get old and slow. So fucking make it nice for other people.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I really get very upset when people are mean to old people.
No, I get it. Yeah,
I do.
No, I understand. Yeah,
and I think it is because my dad was old and people were mean to him because he was old.
No, I get you.
But it's like I don't get it. Like, nobody's thinking about themselves getting old. And then they treat themselves like, oh no, I'm getting old. Yeah, good. That's great.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. You're still alive. Yay.
Yeah.
You're only scared because of the way you've treated old people your whole fucking life.
Yeah. And little do you know, you've been enabling the Ouroboros that is, you make fun of the
us
old...
not having care for the elderly in this fucking country, in this culture.
Yeah.
It's shitty, man.
It's awful, man.
Yeah. Anyway, that fucking bothers me.
I'm sorry. It solved it.
But yeah, also fuck him because he's a veteran. What did he do? You know, did he kill somebody? I don't know. It could be. That would kind of, you know.
Let's hear.
He's actually a war criminal. Who knows? I don't know.
He was also. It was Lockheed Martin drone number one guy.
He's probably a dick. He's probably racist or homophobic or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't assume that
immediately.
Yeah. Who knows?
Some old people are chill. All right. I think the old people that are in power fucking suck. But I mean,
there's a lot of shitty ones.
Yeah.
But you know,
I've seen videos of the villages. All right. Listen.
Yeah.
Bryce. But yeah, solved it, man.
There are good old people.
There are good old people.
And
like
they get
me,
judged too.
I'm old on
you're
the
not,
internet. I'm old internet. Oh, you're 26 now, Josh? Cringe.
Do you feel that way?
No, I don't. I was not feeling that way at all, and I'm just joking about it.
I think when I was 26, I was like, oh, ew, I'm going to be 27 next year. And now I'm 27. I'm like, oh, I'm going to be 28 next year.
And then the cycle continues, yeah.
Until I'm 30. And then when everybody that I know that's older than 30 is like, can you shut the fuck up? I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, I should have shut the fuck up.
I will say, I do already have people over 30 telling me to shut the fuck up. So, I should be shutting the fuck up.
That's inevitable.
Yeah.
You know? What sucks, though, is we're not going to tell 26-year-olds to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're just going to be told to shut the fuck up until we're 90.
And we have to stop the cycle?
Yeah. We're going to be 65, and then, like, the people that are 90 that we know that are telling us to shut the fuck up right now are going to be like, can you shut the fuck up? You're not even old. And I'm like, motherfucker, my back's broken.
Yeah, come on. Jesus.
What are you talking about? I have mesothelioma.
Why are we all fighting, man?
Yeah. This is from Made by the Angel.
Yeah.
So this one actually is based on a story that we did.
No way, really?
Yeah, that was, I don't remember if it was in the one that got lost, maybe? Because of the microphone issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
I zoomed in very close on this one, but
I just wanted to make sure. It's from the Am I the Asshole for Telling My Friend She's in the Same League as Men She Calls Ugly.
Oh, I think that one we did do on the show.
Yeah.
Yes, because I remember people commenting on it. Yes. Okay. I think this one, yeah.
So this one is based on that, but it's a fake post. It's like a circle jerky post on that.
Awesome.
Am I the asshole for telling my friend she can't win a beauty pageant against the girls she calls plastic?
Okay. All right.
My friend, 19 female, entered our Miss Jolly Green Giant Sweet Corn Beauty pageant last week. For context, she's always been the type to describe herself as a natural beauty, a high-value gal.
I know this is a fake post, but is that an actual beauty contest?
I don't know. Probably not. Though it sounds funny.
It does sound funny, man.
The idea of having like a...
There she is, Miss Jolly Green Giant
She's
Universe.
wearing but it could be, honestly, could be pretty C-word E. You know what I mean? Pretty, you know.
Yeah.
Like wearing a fucking, just an outfit of leaves.
Yes.
Like the Jolly Green. I'm going to read.
Yeah. The fuck are we talking about? Yeah.
For context, she's always been the type to describe herself as a natural beauty, a high-value gal, and once told me that makeup is lying.
Oh, shucks.
She's also completely average, looks-wise. Not hideous, not a showstopper, just passive-aggressively okay. Which is one of my favorite phrases.
Passively aggressive, okay.
Passive-aggressively okay. Her talent was a spoken word piece about empowerment, which mostly consisted of her saying, I am the storm, which breaks the patriarchy, 14 times while everyone stared in silence. Since that day, she's been complaining to me nonstop that the other contestants were plastic, desperate, and unnaturally perky, etc., and that the judges clearly had no taste because she didn't even place in the top 10. Curious, I looked up the other contestants, and they look like they actually prepared. White teeth, big hair, full glam. My friend, on the other hand, showed up like a half-deflated Bratz doll.
Oh my god.
How do you deflate a Brat? I mean, I kind of know their heads were hollow. But minimal makeup, last year's sundress with a ketchup stain on, and a smile flatter than an MS Teams call. I'm going to say this over again. Okay. Oh, God. My friend, on the other hand, showed up like a half-deflated Bratz doll. Minimal makeup, last year's sundress with a ketchup stain on, and a smile flatter than a Microsoft Teams call at 4:30 on a Friday.
Damn.
Just good writing.
That's good writing. That is good writing. Credits due.
I told her that if she wanted to win a pageant, she might need to play the game. Tits, teeth, and talent. Some combination of those. Ideally, all three. She said that was misogynistic and real queens don't need a push-up bra or dental tyranny.
Dental tyranny.
I pointed out as calmly, gently, and calmly as possible that she didn't win, and that maybe, just maybe, if you bring granola to a glitter fight, a Corolla to a car meet, or a beige paint bomb to a Holly celebration, you shouldn't be surprised when you bomb out. She said I was an asshole. Am I? Oh, not NTA. After all, it's called a beauty pageant and not a personality pageant for a reason. She should get a consultant to help her with the knots out of her hair, the beer stains off her teeth, and learn that April 21st is not the perfect date. Oh man, good shit,
Jesus,
dude. Be
man.
a fashion writer, dude.
Yeah, that's just so. Sorry, what was it? Tits, teeth, and
Tits, teeth, and talent.
talent. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's such a funny.
Tits, teeth, and that was the one that made me want to read this out loud.
Yeah. Sorry, I just have the visions of the Hollywood like executive with the sunglasses
Hey, girl,
out.
you got tits, you got teeth, you got talent. Hey.
Yeah, triple threat is what we call that.
We
in the
call it
biz.
the triple T. It's teeth and talent. Like
So
a
funny.
cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Million easy. Got it.
Million
Yeah.
easy. We got to get to at least 10,000.
Gotta give you at least 10,000. That's so funny. That was a little all over the place though. I kind of like that though.
I liked
where it
it.
was like, what is it? It was like, okay, maybe it's about women fighting women, but then no, it turns into you just
Yeah, obviously the OP is misogynistic by the
Yeah.
end of it. And this is just a attention grabber for misogynists.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny, man. That's
which
good.
I assume is the critique of the original post.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I can agree with that. Yeah. To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand "Am I the Angel?" post based off of Reddit post read on a podcast will save this relationship.
I thought you were going to say you have to have a very high IQ to determine which Am I the Assholes are real or not.
No.
To which I was like, that is funny, because that is kind of how they are.
Nowadays.
People that say that everything is fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
You're
what's
not
that
as smart
fake?
as me. This one obviously was run through ChatGPT.
What's the bell curve meme where it's like the dumb people are like everything's fake to the average people like no, how do you know it's fake or not? And then the smart people being like, oh, everything's fake.
Yeah. I've definitely run the gamut of the bell curve.
Yeah,
of all
for
those.
sure. Yeah. That's so funny.
Horseshoe theory is fucking real, bro. Dude,
It's
is
so
that
real.
so crazy. Fucking can I tell you my favorite burn that anyone's ever told anybody that you
Yes.
just reminded me of? Because
Yeah.
of the bell curve graph.
Yeah.
I was with my friend and at FSU,
Mhm.
my roommate at the time, and we were walking in somewhere, and this guy in front of us was saying that he couldn't spell like a really common word, and we heard it and we were laughing, and he turned around, he was really bad. And we were young. We shouldn't have been laughing at this guy that couldn't spell.
Yeah, so I got mad at you.
But, and he had that, like, I don't know, man. How the heck do you even spell that? Like, that kind of voice. It was hard not to laugh.
No, I get it. Yeah.
And he turned around mad at us, and he was like, why are you laughing? And like, and we were like, it's just funny that you couldn't spell that really common word. And he was like, well, whatever. You must be similar in smarts to me because we're at the same school. Like, we all got accepted into the same school. And then one of my other friends was like, yeah, it's a bell curve, hon. And then my roommate was like, and you're on the left side.
Oh no.
I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
that was really good. And we did not know this man.
Yeah.
He was a stranger.
That's crazy.
It's something where it was like, damn, these girls are mean.
yeah,
But
that's,
also, that's fucking awesome.
that's a little good.
That was
Listen, hey,
really good.
I'll turn the other cheek for this
They
one.
were
Don't
saying some
worry.
good shit, man.
Yeah, that's so funny,
Fucking
man.
terrifying, but wow.
No, that's just a good post, man.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, solved it.
Solved it.
What do we got? 2 more?
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for banning my daughter from art galleries?
Okay.
My daughter, 17 female, have been skipping school to go to our local art gallery, and I followed her just to see that she actually just looks at paintings for hours. I think this is part of the reason why I picked this one. Also,
my
is that,
God. Okay.
my daughter is a straight A student who used to enjoy going to school and has made dear friends.
Hmm.
Her teacher informed me that she had an awful attendance as of recently. So when I found out what she has been doing, I asked her teacher whether this was bullying, and she said absolutely not, and that the classmates are worried about her well-being. I told her that she is banned from going to art galleries indefinitely. She just started crying and telling me that I ruin everything. She informed me that she was missing school because she, quote, prefers the company of the paintings rather than the annoying company at school. She wouldn't go into any more detail. That was the end of it. My wife, on the other hand, disagrees with me. She told me that I'm just making her disobey us more and we should go at this from a different approach.
Yeah.
I completely disagreed and think my daughter should stop letting her artistic desires drive her away from what she needs to become. Now my daughter and wife both disagree with me and think this isn't a good way to go about it. Am I the asshole?
I mean, she's 17, right? Their daughter.
Yeah.
So it's like, could be Like late junior, early senior.
Yeah.
If it's high school.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like if it's America, but yeah, okay. I mean, I get it. I think there's I am gonna give a lot of empathy to the parent in this situation. Like I do think it's not right the way to deal with it, because I do think like what your daughter has said, it sounds cryptic. I think what your daughter has said, which is I want to know more as well, and I do get not getting it and just being like, no, fuck it, you can't do that. Do something else.
No, I get you.
But it is like anytime in life, not even just as a parent, you do say to somebody, no, you're not allowed to do this thing that you want to do so badly that you're neglecting the rest of your life. I don't know if that's the right way to go about it.
Yeah, I don't think that actually solves the core issue.
Yeah.
Like
my initial reaction, and I'm not a parent.
No, me neither.
Which is why I want to be empathetic to the parent, because it sounds stressful to have to figure out this thing that your kid is seemingly just started doing.
Yeah.
You know? But I think you do need to investigate. You need to come at it with a sense of curiosity.
As opposed to go right to punishment. Like, you need to be more restorative as opposed to punishing, yeah.
But I also get the feeling of, like, I have all this other shit going on in my life, and now I have to deal with this. But it is like you are the parent. So you do. It is your responsibility to do it. But also, I don't know why you can't just be open with your kid.
Yeah.
You know, they're 17, so maybe they're being shitty because they're a teenager and teenagers are shitty.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there's something going on in her internal world that makes her want to not talk to people. And even if it's not bullying, it could be something else.
Yeah.
Like neurodivergency or something or whatever.
And I mean, also the state of the world we're in right now sucks.
Yeah.
I will say it is funny. To me at least, like summarizing going to an art museum is just like just looking at pictures all day.
Yeah,
that's I think kind of where I read that first line and I was like,
I wonder if it is like you're afraid of your child wanting to be a creative person and you don't want them to be, because also later in the post he says or they say, I don't know their pronouns, but they say like from stopping my child from becoming who she has to be. Which is like maybe you're putting too much pressure on her and she wants to just do this thing and it's getting to her.
Yeah, that's true.
Which would make her be antisocial. But that's like, you know, there's a deeper issue for sure, is my first thought. And I'm glad that the OP has reached out rather than just doubled down.
I get you. Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm glad that OP is like, did I do the wrong thing?
That is fair. I can understand that.
Because usually that's not the case.
Yeah, like at least you're asking the question of if you did something wrong, yeah. And
I'm glad that OP's wife is also like, no, I don't think you're right about this. Then I want to learn more. I think OP's wife is correct.
Yeah, okay.
But I do, like, I could see myself if I had a kid, because I made similar mistakes in high school and I regret them, reacting strongly and being like, go to school. I can for sure see myself be like, you need to go to school. And then immediately spiraling and being like, I'm my mother. You know, because that's exactly what happened between me and my mom was I did not want to. You get the fucking, you know, you get senioritis. It is like I've been in school for so long.
That is true. Yeah.
It might literally just be that. And then she's just saying some bullshit because she's a kid and she doesn't want to get in trouble. But it's like, you know, and senioritis is such like a, oh no, don't get it. But it's like the amount of kids that didn't, quote unquote, get senioritis was like 2. And they were regretful of not getting senioritis.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I think when you're a teen and you're about to go to college, you're grieving your own childhood. Too.
Oh, yeah, because you're about to have real adult, like, responsibilities and shit. Like,
and that's a hard thing to get over. And, like, a lot of the, you know, that's why there are, like, high school traditions of, we're gonna have a big water balloon fight.
Or do the senior prank or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and then you all get to go home early, and seniors don't have to come in the last month of school or after AP. You know,
like
stuff.
you can go just to college and like
senior skip day or
you know. Dual enrollment's what I was thinking. Sorry, not just go to college. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's like we had like senior skip day where all the seniors would just not show. We would choose one day, we just wouldn't show up.
Ah, hell yeah.
And everybody knew about it, and it would be fine.
Yeah.
Like nobody, it wouldn't go on your record or anything.
Yeah.
And then there was a big, the big prank, the big like senior thing that everybody would do. That was also fine.
Yeah, my school had this too. I remember now. I don't remember the prank, but I do remember the skip day. Yeah.
Yeah. Ours was a big water fight.
Yeah. Nice.
Water balloon, which was fun.
But yeah, no, man. Fucking,
yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
I get it. I think you just, I guess, asshole just because you made like a strong decision. But
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I think it's the normal parent. Like, we talk a lot. I don't ever want to seem like I'm saying to parents that you have to be perfect all the time or else you're going to fuck up your kid. You're going to fuck up your kid.
Yeah.
You just are. Like, but you also have to have the, I think,
capacity or like the foresight to
turn around and be like, okay, you know what, I fucked up.
Yeah.
To your kid.
I think it's fair.
Which it is also hard because fuck, man, you're dealing with teenagers, dude.
Yeah.
I've been in that position before where I'm dealing with immature people and then I have to say I fucked up in front of them. Yeah, it's really hard because then they're like, yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up. And then now you fucked up.
That's so interesting. I was thinking of a different sketch while you're talking about this. I'll finish up the sentence.
It's like, it's immature that you have to deal with it and then that might trigger you,
Yeah, no, and it's just this like,
it's hard as fuck. It's gotta be fucking hard.
Yeah. I get it, man.
I have trouble being an adult and dealing with other adults. It can't be easy to deal with a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree with that, yeah.
But I'm glad that you're trying to
maybe
better.
Tone. Yeah. I feel that. Solved it. Fucking the sketch I was thinking of weirdly, I don't know why, as opposed to the you've done fucked up now, which is a Ways Kids You Know sketch, the Lincoln assassination. I was thinking of another one weirdly where it's like talking about the immaturity. Do you remember the one where it's the music label and it's like, we've got this new band, but their name is Our Label is Homos? And then
and their first full album. Do I have to say this?
Yeah.
It's so funny. Yes, say it.
I don't know why. There's
funny.
There's a small moment in that I remember that's not related to anything we're talking about, but like Trevor Moore's character being like, "This better make a lot of money," like just
that is really funny. I was thinking,
our label are homos. What the fuck? It's so
the
funny.
most immature one is the one with the piss bucket. He's like, oh no, he's gonna drink it. Oh no,
boogers.
Boogers.
No.
Oh, ew.
And that person went on to go direct Barbarian.
And now Weapons. Coming to theaters
soon.
near you.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh man.
Oh fuck. What was the other one I was thinking of? Just recommending one last Ways Kids You Know sketch. Shit. What was it?
The one being shared around right now is it's not illegal to say that.
Which that one always comes up, and that's I love that one.
Yeah, it's really
but yeah, what the fuck was it? God damn, I lost it.
I'm just thinking about the magnum opus. I
watched a little bit of
just floating in the middle of a wave pool, reading romance novels and thinking about boys. I don't.
I don't. Yes. Oh god.
Lives in a World War II fighter jet. And he keeps calling his friends and hanging up on them.
All right. Okay. I gotta finish the show. God damn it.
All right. Would I be the asshole if I move in without my partner?
Okay.
My fiance, 27 female, and I, 30 male, bought an apartment last year. We spent about 6 months and a lot of money to get the apartment ready and habitable. And the last few weeks, we've been finishing up the bigger parts of the apartment, having a workable kitchen installed, a bedroom, internet, and those kinds of things. Recently, we ticked off one of the last holding points preventing us from moving in, and that is having a washing machine and dryer installed. Before having the washer and dryer actually installed, when we were given the installation date, I had already started moving over some non-essential items like winter clothes and some small souvenirs/collectibles.
Mm.
She, on the other hand, has not moved a thing yet from her stuff. For context, both of us live separately, her with her parents and me with mine. Recently, I brought up that once it is habitable, I am planning to move in. She seemed to be taken aback by this, saying that it is our place and we should move in together. While I do agree with her that it is our home, I don't really see anything wrong with moving in before her, as it would also allow me to help her move in. Currently, she is unable to move as she has a lot of pending deadlines this month related to her studies, and between work and her studies, she is barely having any time to herself, let alone getting ready to pack up all of her stuff and move. While I understand her wanting to move in together, I am very unhappy in my current living situation and cannot wait to get out of here. She gets upset at the thought of living in our apartment by myself without her there. On the other hand, I just can't stand the thought of having a ready to move into apartment and not being able to move in just because she gets upset at not moving in at the same time. I'm torn on whether I should insist on moving without her and wait for her there, or if I should just wait it out a bit longer until she is in a position to be able to move. She also has not provided a date or a general idea of when she would be able to move, which also concerns me a bit. Would I be the asshole if I insist on moving in when I am ready and packed up everything? So this is, Reddit is deemed no asshole here.
I was kind of thinking that too.
I thought this one was interesting because I fell into the trap of being like a too easy breezy woman and being like, why does she want to do that?
I don't.
And it's because I'm blinded by our relationship being really good. And their relationship sounds good.
Yeah.
But like, I think because we're 7 years in, I don't think I would give a fuck.
Yeah, that's fair.
But just because I don't give a fuck doesn't mean
I
that
think she's okay to give a shit. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's her feelings. And I had to like check myself a little bit on that. And I was like, no, yeah, that makes sense. Like, that you would want to move in together.
At the same time.
Because it is different.
Yeah.
Than if you move into like his place.
Yeah, especially if like you, what is it? He has reign over it for a month. Like,
yeah,
he changes it a little bit here or there without like your.
But I also feel like that's kind of giving him like the short end of the stick.
No,
you know?
and I like if he's in a shitty living situation, I think he should move in.
Yeah, as soon as he can.
Yeah.
And that was my first thought also as somebody who had to move out of a shitty situation.
Yeah.
Because you need to go fast.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you had told me like, no, I'd be like, what? Like, I don't know.
Eye twitching like, you want me to fucking stay here?
What do you mean? I would even take it so far as like, you don't care what happens to me.
That's fair.
In a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit rethinking our relationship if we can't do this.
Yeah.
Because it is a big step.
It is a big step. I agree with that.
But I think Reddit is like, it makes sense. She has an idea in her mind and, you know, of what she wants, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But also, if you are in danger, you guys need to have a talk about it and maybe set it up so that you. I was thinking the good thing that maybe it's not that she can't go in.
No,
right?
yeah, she can go in.
Maybe she and you move in, like she helps you put up your stuff where you both want it.
Yeah. And also, you can go maybe to her place to help pack up if
her
she's
stuff.
Yeah, and bring it over. And like on weekends or when you're able to figure out where you want to place things.
Yeah.
And
like
then
with
slowly,
her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like FaceTime her or something, or I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it'll maybe feel more like you both
have a
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe you can set it up so that she can come in and study at your new place.
Yeah. That's fair, and I think that's a good way to do it too. Because I mean, like if you're in a long distance relationship, right, and you're both making the decision to move somewhere, and you guys decide which of your two cities to go, or a third city even. If one of you guys get there to that third city first, you still have to need a place to stay, right? But then also you are gonna have to make that house your home.
Yeah.
So like, I think that is a good way to do it, though. It's like the FaceTiming, like where would you want this, and then when they come over. They can still
change
like
it
move
if
it
they
around,
want,
yeah.
You know, whatever. But I do think sometimes there's like an idea, and it did show up in the Reddit thing a little bit, where they were like, she just wants to unpack everything and design it because she's a woman. And I was like,
bitches
damn, Reddit,
love fucking design.
Like, it's fun to design, and I think it is, like, I do get a little bit like, ooh, I get to design in a new place. I play in House Flipper too. But, you know.
Things women love, sushi and design.
Thanks,
as we all know it.
Shit. But no, it's like, maybe it's just she wants to, like, have the vibe of you both visit the first time together.
I think that's a fair vibe to have.
And this is how you start to compromise in a relationship, is you talk to each other and you say, what's the thing that you need, that you envision, that you want?
Yeah.
And if we do this, will it fulfill that?
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, then you figure something else out. And then you say, well, really, I don't want to move in. I could put a mattress on the floor and it would be better than living with my fucking parents.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh yeah, whatever. We'll move the mattress later.
Yeah.
And then bada boom. You're
Figured
great.
it out.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
And that's all compromising is, straight up.
No, I get that, man.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say no assholes here. It's so crazy, right? It was like
Sometimes, yeah, a little bit.
sounds, well,
like,
they're improving sometimes in some ways, but then every once in a while
they would say no assholes here, and then they would be like, she just wants to put all the furniture away and clean it. It's like, Jesus, man.
Christ, yeah.
Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she just wants the key, dude.
Yeah, give her the goddamn key.
She's busy. I don't know if she does want to do all that. I'm trying to think of ways to do it where she's also doing what she needs to do.
Yeah.
For her life.
I get that. It's so crazy, man. Solved it.
Well, solved it.
Am I the asshole for wearing the same shirt to 2 different events a few days apart?
If the shirt has bad shit on it, then yes.
Okay.
If not, I wouldn't. I mean, unless it's like really stinky.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But if it's fine, I don't know. I don't know why anyone would care.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
A few days ago, I, 20 male, attended a birthday dinner with my brother, 34 male, was hosting for my nephew, 2 male, and the whole thing lasted about an hour. It was only close family, our mom, his wife's mom, and her sister, so like 6 of us total. Well, my brother calls me yesterday morning that he was going to host a bigger party for the extended family, and since I had done laundry and just worn that shirt for an hour and a half max, I decided to just wear the same shirt.
Okay.
Well, as soon as I show up, my sister-in-law, 33 female, starts freaking out saying I have no respect for them and that if I didn't have any clean clothes, I should have either showed up late after doing my laundry or not shown up at all and refused even to let me into the house. So I just gave her the gift for my nephew and drove home and just played games with my friends.
Awesome.
Come to this morning, I got a call from my brother asking me why I didn't show up last night, and I explained the situation with his wife, and he just sighs and says he'll call me back later, and now I'm wondering if I did something wrong, so am I the asshole for wearing the same shirt to 2 different events a few days apart? There is a included detail that was not in the original post that's in the comment, and this is where I think this is kind of where, because Reddit said everyone's shitty here. I think it's because of this.
Man.
Well, I will say the sister-in-law asshole for
yeah,
sure.
For sure. Who cares?
OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I wore the same shirt without washing it in between to 2 different events a few days apart, and it wasn't the cleanest shirt. I had spilled a bit of sauce on it from the first event, but I thought it wasn't visible enough to be a big issue. Red sauce on a red shirt.
But it's not, I mean, still. I don't care. It's a kid's birthday party.
I do get it, yeah. I do kind of think...
Unless it smells really bad. That's when I would care, or it's got a huge stain on it.
That's kind of where I'm leaning, is that it probably is a bigger stain than it's being led to believe. Because I feel like I think the freak out is weird. I think that's too long.
That's very strange to me.
But if it is noticeable enough to where first thing is noticed, I feel like it's probably a pretty big...
I'm always going to stick up for the schlubs, especially if you're not in a relationship with somebody and you're pushing your schlubbiness onto them or something.
Yeah.
It's not a corporate meeting where you have to have a suit and be pressed. It's a kid's birthday party. You brought a gift for him. She's now telling you that you're not allowed to be around her son because you have a stain on your shirt, bro.
That is,
Come on, dude.
That's a little crazy.
Did you not take your Tdap and your nephew is actually like 0 age or something? Like, what do you mean? That would make sense. No, you had a fucking ketchup stain on a red shirt. I'm a schlub. You're a schlub. I gotta stand up for my schlubs, man.
Okay, that's
We're
fair.
all schlubs here, man.
Everybody's schlubby here.
Everybody's schlubby here. ESH. You, me, and Tony Schlub. Tony Shaloob. The ultimate god of schlub.
Okay, I can
God
understand
bless,
that.
man. I don't know.
Think, I do think that they said it was a salsa stain. I think in some other comment. I don't know if that makes any difference. I guess
It's
because
red.
of ketchup, it's red. Yeah,
Mostly water, too, because those tomatoes are 90% water.
that's true.
That's not true. I just made up a fucking percentage. Holy shit. I'm gonna
No,
get
Sarah, I
fucking
believe
dunked on.
everything you
God,
say.
my life is over. I said tomatoes are 90% water. No. My email box obliterated. Obliterated. No. tomatoes have a lot of water in them.
No, yeah, they do. Yeah.
So it could be mostly water.
Okay, yeah.
You could have done a different shirt, but like now you're gonna think, oh God, have I worn this shirt before?
And I think that
sucks, man.
Yeah, that would suck. Yeah. I think this is a thing about cleanliness that I think a lot of people, this is where I think the real argument, I guess, is like, how long can you wear something without washing it?
I mean, I've talked about it literally this show. I sweat all the time, so it's like one shirt.
And me too.
Per thing.
I think one shirt is one wearing of a shirt is enough
per
for me
outing.
per outing, or even like during the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, and I think it depends on like also if you get stains on it too. Like I'll switch shirts earlier.
You can.
Jeans and shit, I kind of feel like I give more of a pass to, mostly because I only have the one pair and I don't feel like washing them over and over again.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like those don't get as messy, and that's not where my sweat really is. And the sweat that is there is protected by the underwear. You know?
Well, it's probably still sweaty.
It's probably still bad, yeah, but
it's jeans.
It is jeans, yeah, and they're more for working than anything else. So
I think I wear jeans like 2 or 3 times and then I wash.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. As long, I think like at most, like I'll make sure everything's washed every week.
Also, women's jeans though are quite thin.
Yeah, well, these are thick. Yeah,
yeah. So that's the difference.
Yeah,
I think.
But I don't know. I guess maybe even like overshirts, I kind of would throw in the if you wear it once in an outing, wash.
Which
you know?
People find crazy. I think they find that like too often.
Really?
Which I'm wild. I think if we just sweat different.
That's probably.
I sweat through everything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all this shit's getting cleaned later. Yeah.
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that's where most people would start differentiating. I think maybe light everyone's shitty here, but definitely not the shittiest person.
No, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think everyone's done it at some point in their life. I think I'm kind of thinking this person may be neurodivergent.
Oh, that's fair.
And I'm thinking that they're being like, because I've never seen this happen before. And I definitely know, I grew up with brothers, man.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers never change their fucking shirt. You know?
Yeah.
And it, like, to the point where my mom would have to yell at them. And like have to yell at them, not like unnecessary yelling. Like she would have to yell at them, fucking wear a different shirt.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Wear a different shirt before you go to school. You're going to sweat all day. Wear a different shirt.
Yeah.
And though they never got picked on. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get you. Yeah.
Why are you picking on this fucking guy?
Yeah.
Plus, also, I think it was, especially with the on the phone when he told what's his face, his brother, his reaction of like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's probably why the fuck did my wife do that?
Yeah.
That's how it feels to me. But maybe that's that internalized misogyny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe just like, oh my god, now I can't believe you are being autistic and did this. Can't believe you had a meltdown.
God damn. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Or you caused this to happen.
Jesus.
I think, honestly, I'm really just won over by the fact that you were like, okay, and you played video games.
Left. That is honestly, that's for the most respectable thing I think anyone could do.
It's really hard for me to see past my biases on this one of my love for stinky people. I love you, you little stimky.
Thank you,
I love how stinky you are. I love you.
Yeah. That's fair.
You're the best.
Yeah. I solved it. That's fair. All right. Nice.
It's my allegiance with stinky people.
Yeah. That's your Avengers stink game. Fucking I like
ew. You guys smell bad.
That's our show.
Yeah.
Sarah, what do you want to plug?
Follow me on Tumblr at That's O'Heron, THATSOHEERON. Also, I'm on Artfight at THATSOHEERON. I've already burnt out.
Oh yeah!
I made 3 attacks and then I burnt out.
Let's go.
But no, it's really fun. And yeah, I've got a couple attacks that I have to revenge. Revenges are not guaranteed. I also have a couple attacks that I just wanted to do anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just trying to chill out, have a good time on there. You know, attack people and stuff. And I think a fan of the show, the person that made the me with the the Morning Star on a horse. Do you remember that one?
I think so.
They
Yeah.
drew that janitor bear attack.
Oh hell yeah.
Which their name is Mortal Ren.
Oh hell yeah.
MortalWren, and it was really good.
Nice.
And I'm planning on revenging you back, but we'll see.
Fair.
Mutual aid links down below. Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Lebanon, Hurricane Helene, also California wildfire stuff still. If you have a link that you want us to put in there, we also have red cards for how to deal with ice that you can print out and give to the people that you know to help them deal with ice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm Joshua Chinland on most things. A guy nicknamed JC on Twitch. Prime sub. We stream on Tuesday, Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern time until 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
Links are all down below for everything. We also have our Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, those websites, APWSTR if you want to support financially and directly, and it helps out a lot. And you already mentioned the mutual aid links. I think that's pretty much everything. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that goddamn bell.
Also, if you play Uma Musume, the horse anime girl racing game, I'm That's So Huron on there too. THATSOHERON. Follow me, and then we can build a big club.
Fair enough.
Of APWSTR listeners. Yeah.
But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the gosh darn bell, rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts, share. I'll do all the stuff. Keep the show alive.
Keep it alive.
You're the ones killing Chuck.
No, that's not the case.
No, yeah, I am.
Yeah, Josh is.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
Yeah, blame Josh.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
And have a good one. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Please follow me on Uma Musume.
Don't enable her. I'm sorry. Listen, you're staying up.
Please enable me.
No.
Me and Gold Chip.
You're staying up till that sun rises nowadays.
Me and Gold Chip are going to the top. Just me and I did use Gold Chip last night.
Really?
Her winning animation is she walks over to you and she has her hands like this.
Yeah.
And then she drop kicks you. And then she comes in off screen like, hi, I won. She literally jumps and you see her foot and the camera gets knocked over.
Jesus.
It's fucking epic. She's so fucking weird. I love my horse girl, Gold Chip. She's so hot too. I can't get over it. She's really hot. Christ. It's insane.
Gooner.
You haven't.
I have to deal with people in my Twitch chat calling me a fucking gooner. Meanwhile, you're over here.
They're begging
me.
They're begging me to play the gooning horse girl game and also the date everything game, which is a real gooner game.
The date everything has also been recommended to me. Can I say real quick? Yeah. Can I also say real quick? It was really funny when that game was popular. Like I went on Steam to see like new releases, like new and popular.
Yeah,
it was the horse game, but it was sandwiched between like a VTuber sex game.
Yeah,
and then also a streamer sex game.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, these are all the same. These are all.
There is
no difference.
It's the same vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.